Hello, one and all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to Jumpet Live. It's a Friday, and me just there. I had a long week at work this week, so I'm like, getting a lot of cussing from the people them say me not going live. So I decided that I will go live. So I'm here, guys. I am really mad tonight because of what happened to me today. Let me say the blatant racism will happen, and sometimes something happened to you and you're so shocked that you don't even respond appropriately. And that happened to me. That is what happened to me, and I am so mad at myself for allowing that to happen at the time. Big old Austrian man like me just there. I make the people them racially abuse me and me not do nothing. Me just stand up there and make the thing happen. So I was like, you know what? Tonight I'm gonna talk about race, like my experiences of racism since me left me yard to Jamaica. Because to be honest with you, but love eyes, big up yourself, Natisha. Boris is here. Greetings, Natisha. Saying blessings. Hey, Jamfet from Sasha British. Big up yourself. Pals Island Kitchen and Lifestyle is here. Greetings, pals. Greetings. Yeah, I mean, like, it happened to me, and I'm like, me not respond appropriately. I did not respond appropriately. I was just like, whatever. But I'm thinking that sometimes when we are racially abused, we need to make the ghetto in a way come out. I guess because me come from country, I'm not ghetto in a me, but I mean, how do you respond to people who blatantly do things where you know that if you're never black, they would not do? And that's what happened to me today. And I am really upset with myself. Hey, Sasha, how are you? Me go at the today. I had to collect a document from the town hall, right? Important document, because I actually went yesterday and they claimed that, well, it was my fault because I left my ID on the photocopy machine at work. So, me now, Sasha is saying, hey to pals, it happened to me here in Canada. May I forgot drop the link so that people can come and share their experiences of racism. Because to be honest with you guys, me never know some black until me left Jamaica. I did not know. Because in Jamaica we have coolie and we call people here pretty here. But beyond that, me never experienced nothing like me know you have class. Oh my God, Tara J. How are you, my darling? This is a pleasure. Pleasure. I'm glad back. Boss for see you, Tara. I hope you are doing much better. Me not catch your lives them, but I watch them after. Tara, so she not traffic. Blessings, Tara. My head chips on would answer how they expected. I am so upset with myself because me never respond appropriately. I mean, me tell the woman, I forgot to tell her know exactly what happened. Well, wait till Tara reach. Hey, Tara. Paul said, I tell my husband I'm going to talk about it on my channel. Yeah, I'm actually going to do a video. I'm going to call out the name of the place where it happened to. Because these things, I mean, I guess those are the only, that's all we can do. But what I say is that I am a big old 6 feet all staring, man. I mean, me turn up, but the thing is, I was so shocked. So I went to the town hall to get this document but they claimed that what I needed to wait for one of the agents to be free, right? So me now stand up in the line. One woman come after me. She's behind me. She asked me tell her if you go ahead, miss, right? And when them asked her what she wanted something similar to me, so she had to wait behind me. Would you believe that even though me did I wait for must 15 minutes, and this woman just came, and after they established that what she wanted was the same service that I wanted, so we had to go to the same person. Would you believe that this woman will come out of nowhere? Must be some manager or something at the town hall. We call it the mayor's office here. She come to me. She come, the woman the back of me, First and foremost, she asked the lady what she wanted before she asked me, even though the lady was behind me. So I'm like, tires in traffic, Paul saying, yes, I should do the video. She asked the lady what she wanted, even though the lady was behind me. So me not pay no mind, me just go and focus because me know which teller I'm supposed to go to, which agent I'm supposed to go to. Then she asked me what I want, and me tell her. So she's like, oh, okay. And she did a scratch her head. Now, there was only one agent working at the town hall. The second one, after waiting 15 minutes, she come, I don't know where more than likely she go smoke because French people like to smoke, right? So more than likely she take, and that is another thing. I'm not against smokers, but the amount that every minute them take 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute break, and you cannot take it because you don't smoke. But in any event, this woman come to her desk late now. So I am supposed to go to the desk. Would you believe, said this woman, called the lady from behind me and tell her to go to the agent, and I'm there standing like idiot. And all me could have said is, but I was here first. But me said it, but I was here first. But it didn't come out. It come out like a whisper. And I am so upset with myself because I'm like, look how me big and talawa. And me sit down there and make this woman abuse me and me just take it like that. Like the reaction just couldn't come. I guess I don't know if I shocked me in a shock. I don't know if I was shocked or what. But me barely said, but I was here. I deserve to slap, guys. So the woman took the woman from behind me, put her at the front of the line, and that was my Rosa Parks moment, and I failed. I absolutely failed in that Rosa Parks. I know me, I think about it, I think somebody deserve to slap. I'm thinking that I deserve to slap because I did not react appropriately. I don't know if I was in awe because I was in the mayor's office and me no want go on, too extra. Or sometimes, me grow up in a Christian home. And sometimes when you grow up in a Christian home, people take advantage of you because you just always keep your peace. You always keep your peace. So I'm sure if I tell that woman two bad word, know that it feel better. Now that I'm thinking about it. You understand? But I'm laughing, but it's a serious thing. I would have if me did tell her two bad word and then kick me out of the place, I would have felt a lot more satisfied. But the fact that I was just there, I mean, barely react, and I'm just there upset within my spirit. And I'm like, is this really happening? Did this thing really happen? Sasha said, I shocked me shock. And you know what? I'm now thinking about all the different racial, because for a long time I was thinking, oh, in France, people are really racist and stuff. But then when you think about it, they're not openly racist. Like them now go. It's like oh in the US, if somebody racist, it's so obvious and they will do things will make it so obvious. France is not like that. We have a sort of sophisticated racism in France. But if you don't mind sharp, we're racist against our own self. Because there is no way I should have didn't make that woman go in front of me. And the woman knows that she come back at me. When she came, me have the courtesy to tell her to go ahead of me because I was waiting for a specific agent. So she got to the agent now, them tell her say she wait for the same thing when me I wait for, so she need to go back. She should have, if she didn't have any decency in her, and she wasn't even a full white woman, you know. She was a full white woman. She looked like some white where have something else mixed up in her. But you should have even look at courtesy. She should have said, "Oh, this gentleman was here before me." But no, she wind her tail and pass me and go to the agent. I know me not react. I know me have depression because trust me, I am so mad. Sometimes in a Christian world, you have to use your grace and salvation to some of them. It's true, man. You have to lose your grace and you have to put on your Bible sometimes and deal with certain situations. So I'm thinking, and the woman know what she did not, but she hear when the barely say I was here first, and she just walked back on this like nothing happened. I mean, I say, but now me I think about all of the things that I should have been doing. I mean, I say, Javed, you should have just spit in at it. You know, like when I was there, I didn't have a reaction. But now I'm thinking, if minutes spit in that woman's face, what could she did tell me? What could she tell her? If me did Lego too bad word for her, she couldn't have nothing to say. Because how I don't understand it. Me try to imagine what rational it is to pass somebody at the front of the line, to go at the back of the line, bring the person in front of the other person and serve them. So me start now remember all of the racist things that went happen to me in France. You know. At one time, I go up on a bus. This was my Rosa Parks moment now. Went on this bus in France, you know. Me and this other Jamaican lady. So the bus was actually not full. But me decided to make a sit down on the seat. You know, they have these handicap seats in the bus. For old people or pregnant woman or them stuff. But as I said, the bus was empty. So me sit down in one of the pregnant woman seat. I wasn't pregnant, guys. So this man now, I said to me, say, oh, me not supposed to sit down there. Me say, I know, but the bus is empty. So there's nothing wrong with me sitting down there. Oh, him don't want me sit down beside him. Me say, well, man, I'm not moving. Oh, oh, well, oh, you don't want to move. You need to know I am white. I am white. Look at me. Look at me. I am white. So, so this time me respond appropriately. So me said, but hang on there. Me black. I am black. I am black. Look, I am black, and I am sitting here, and I'm not moving. So you are gonna have to cry because me not move. And the man cuss, and him continued. And trust me, that man probably COVID killed him by now because he was not, I didn't want old man. God forgive me. But but he might tell me, say, I am white. Look at me. I am white. Somebody say, look at me. I am black. I'm a fear, not fear, fear is French. I'm proud to be black. You understand? And sometimes these things happen, man, but sometimes you know have the appropriate reaction. Like you're so I guess you're trying to process what's really happening. You process what happened. But me wish many cuss bad word because I wish I cursed bad word because me would have tell that woman something strong to feel a little better tonight. I remember when I was working in the school, right? And the school has a lot of teachers, and every Tom and Harry know. So when you have a teacher, the teacher I go work from September to June. And then July and August, you're going to have holidays. So normally, if you're a teacher, you're paid during the holidays. So me now decide, me I work for this school, and them give me a contract. But the contract, all right, the contract that I started with was a half part-time contract. So it wasn't a full contract. But while I was there, they gave me more classes to teach. So basically, those classes should have been added to my contract. Me are the only black teacher in the school. The only black teacher in the school. So me notice them give me a new contract. But the contract say I'm going to work from September to June, and then July and August I wouldn't be paid, and then September I would be paid again. So I'm like thinking, well, hang on there. How can you give a teacher a contract where they're not paid for July and August? And I was the only black teacher in the school and the only teacher in the school that had a contract like that. So if that is not deliberate, I don't know what else is deliberate, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that cannot be something coincidental, because a contract is actually an HR director write up the contract, and obviously they know what they're doing. And the sad thing about it is that we had unions, and we bring up the matter to the unions guys who are representing the staff, right? And this situation continued for 2 years. So 2 summers went by and I did not get any salary because of this situation. So when Jamfet decided for them, I said, okay, since these people don't want to pay me, and I know that these contracts are illegal, I mean, I'm the only one at the school with such a contract, I am going to I'm going to sue the school. So Tremaine, God's glory is in the building. Hey, Tremaine, how are you, my darling? Greetings, greetings. Tremaine saying hi to Sasha and pals. Yeah, so I was the only teacher who wasn't paid for summer. So I decided to make a get a lawyer now, right? So the other people, them, normally when the lawyer represents a member of staff, it is the staff board that pays. Tara, a long time I don't see you. All is well. Tara is getting back there, Tremaine. Tara is getting back to where she needs to be. So I just have to continue putting up prayer and supplications for her. But God is good. She is recovering. So just have to continue to pray for her. So me decide to now I'm gonna get a lawyer. So when we get the lawyer now, number one, once I got the lawyer, them say, I decide to maybe use the school lawyer. Them decide to, okay, we're gonna have a sort of out of court settlement. And so I went to the meeting. When I at the meeting, I realized that the lawyer had a pure foolishness. The lawyer had a pure foolishness. Like the lawyer, I don't know if them pay the lawyer, or the lawyer no have no sense, or the lawyer is incompetent. But the lawyer was doing and saying pure rubbish. And me have to knock my hand on the desk. And I'm saying, listen, guys, I am the only teacher who is not paid for the summer. There's no other teacher in this school who is not paid for the summer. Me are the only one. I don't know why that is. I don't know the reason. Me no want to call the institution racist, but what I do know is that I need to get the money that I haven't been paid for the 2 years. And this is the amount of money you guys supposed to give me. And that is it. So the general manager looked at me and said, so when me give you all that money, well, in talk French, you know, but me just translate it. Tremaine says, yes, she will pray for Tara. Manager said, if I give you all that money, what is going to be left in my pocket? I said, sir, with all due respect, you cannot have one teacher who get a contract that is different from everybody else. And it so happens that is the only teacher who give you a little diversity. The only teacher will make up little quota to say, all right, we don't have little color in the school. Even though the student population has a lot of black students. Me are the only teacher for years. You understand? Somebody says I'm gonna get the lawyer. So the lawyer going with pure foolishness. So when me knock my head, me remember me knock my hand on the table and say, listen to me. This is the situation. If I don't get paid, I'm going to take it to the court. So them decide to pay me, all right? They got the time, it was something like 4,500 euro. Would you believe? So after we settle for the money, you know, them send me a letter after that, and still Supreme is in the house. Greetings to you, Supreme. Happened with my wife, same exact thing, 1.5 years, says Supreme. I think Supreme is Mickey, right? I'm gonna drop the link so people can come share their experience. But yeah, so after that now, them say, oh, them realize them do a miscalculation. So the amount is actually $300 less than it should be. 300 euro less than it should be. So I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll just accept it. Would you believe that the school now, you know, this my colleagues them know, who they we normally once the school lawyer represent you and you win, that's it. Would you believe that them come up with new rules say I have to pay 10% of what I want to the lawyer? So I had to pay the lawyer fee myself instead of the entire body paying it. And I mean, I paid it then, but I know specifically that I should probably not have because, I mean, nobody else had done that. But because the little black boy is gonna get too much money for, you know, that's too much money for him. Um, they them make me pay. But yeah, Mickey, I was talking about what happened to me today when I went to the town hall, you know, and I'm there at the front of the line waiting. This lady is behind me. She came. I was waiting for about 15 minutes, and I was the only one waiting. And she came after me, and the whole of the staff saw me waiting. She came. They brought her to see the agent, the same person I'm supposed to go to, you know. Then bring her to go see the agent, and then I was just there standing. But then I did not react appropriately. I don't know if I was in shock. Me don't know if me an idiot, but me just stand up there and make it happen to me. And I'm now thinking, you know, what is the appropriate reaction when you guys are faced with racism? I know some people are in Jamaica and them know about racism, but when you travel, Love Ice is in the house. Thank you. So if you drop the link. All right. Hold on. All right. I think I've dropped the link. Uh, Z Million is in ads. Love Ice is in ads as well. Tremaine saying hello to the Love Doctor. Z Million, hello to you as well. So I'm thinking I did not react appropriately. And like it was a missed opportunity to stand up for my rights at that moment. And I am so disappointed in myself. So disappointed in myself because I'm like, why did I not? Like, me barely said to the woman, but I was here first. Me don't know if I shy, me don't know, yeah, man. I don't know, but I'm really upset about it. Mickey says, walk with dignity and pride. Anytime I respond, they shit their pants. But that's what I'm saying, Mickey. Me wish me they cuss bad word and tell the woman too bad word. Me would have feel better as God. But I just stood there and let it happen like that. And I'm thinking, what's the appropriate reaction when you're faced with racism? And in France, as we said, them not blatantly racist, but it's like a subjective type of racism. It's like a passive type of racism. It's not active. So they're not gonna tell you say you're black, you have to go back to Africa or whatever. You understand? Although some of them will. But like my friends and I, we used to have this game, we used to have like a group of friends, right? And we used to play this game, and the game was let us see how long we're gonna be in this setting before a racist joke takes place. Sassy J is in the house. Big up Sassy. Sassy says big up host and chat. Like, they will make racist jokes like, oh, Edward, you need to smile so that the camera can pick you up. That's racist. That's not a joke. Because, okay, we're taking picture in the night. Oh, you need to smile so that the camera can pick up your teeth. How is that a joke? Make use of me drop the link. Speak from your heart with passion and intelligence. Words will come, says Supreme. Like, oh, I didn't even see that. Hold on, how this go? Add to stream. Hey, Love Eyes, big up yourself. Big up to the Love Doctor. Love Doctor, come out of traffic. I'm like,
am I live?
Should I have been aggressive? Should I have been raucous? Or me just stand up there like Stooge? Mickey, I don't know if that ever happened to you yet.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right. So let me share my experience now, right? Fortunately for me, I don't know if because when I moved to France, I came from Canada, and it's the perception, right? So my experience in some of the places that I would have said it was favorable. However, I remember an experience like I was saying now with my wife, right? She just gets a new contract at the time and was working, right? And because she was doing it independently now. So for example, you submit your invoice at the end of, the pay cycle, 26 days, right? How this company structure is like you send it to the accounting department, which so happen to be in most of Denmark, and then they approve it and then they get back. But because it's like you put a picture on the invoice and your ID and them say it's a black girl, right?
Oh.
Because she's young, the lady who is in the HR of the audacity for remark, oh, I know this is not your work because of the amount of invoice that was billed for, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you, this carried on for literally a year and a half. Every time when it came on to get paid, just because of the amount of money, they find some excuse to delay the payment. Literally. You know what I mean? And I only can imagine how much people this happened to. And personally now, I was working with this company in the UK because, you know, my French is not really up to the high level. And I remember the same thing happened to me when it come on to me to get pay, right? The delay. But one blatant example I had now, we did take a little vacation one weekend and we went to Barcelona. So coming back from Barcelona to Paris, there was
Welcome,
this agent.
Antonia. Greetings.
There was this agent girl at the front desk, right? You know, when you're in Europe, you can travel on your carte de séjour.
Right.
Obviously, my French citizenship, I only have my residence card. So when you present my carte de séjour now, she's like, no, where's your passport? And funny enough, this wasn't a Caucasian lady, you know. This was an Asian lady adapting those habits to perpetuate the racial tendencies. I'm for stop and say, yo, listen to me, little girl. I don't know if you're making 20 euro hour here, but I'm sure you're educated and you can read and you're doing this long enough. Excuse me, and go and read on the company website and Travel International. And I just step right past her. Her mouth long down to her skirt. I kid you not, she could not do nothing because she knows she was discriminating against me. I'm just board my flight and come back.
Well, Mickey, that's what I'm tell you, sir. I think I'm an idiot because I was traveling like that to Barcelona once. And it was actually New Year's. So me and my friend, my American friend, we had traveled to Barcelona to go spend New Year's Eve in Barcelona. Get to the border. This officer, immigration officer was there. Take me carte de séjour. Guys, a carte de séjour is like a green card in France. But it has different time periods. So it's like it can be 1 year, 10 year, whatever. So at the time I had a 1 year one. Get to the border, the man take the carte de séjour, bring it to the lady and tell her so she must look at it. So I just thought that was standard procedure. The woman started to bend the card in every direction to try to see if she can break the card and stuff. The card no break. Then she tell me if you hold on. Then she give back the man the card. The man start to say, oh, you can't travel on this card. I'm like, what do you mean I can't travel on this card? It's a card that allows you to travel in Europe. It's my residency in France. No. The card says that it's allowed to travel in Schengen countries. And it shouldn't say that. It should say Schengen territories. I'm like, sir, what are you saying to me? He's like, no. I've been working here for 15 years. And this is not allowed. Mickey, them put me in a detention center. Detention center with soldier accompanying me back to France. Deport me and France signed deportation papers.
You kidding?
I kid you not. France had to sign deportation papers to accept me back into the country.
And this happened. So hold on. Where them controlling? Barcelona?
No, it was at the border. It was at the. Where was it? I think it was the border between Spain and Barcelona. But what happens?
Or it was land travel or air travel?
It was in a train. So normally you would come off the French train and go on the Spanish train. So that was. But it was already in Spain. We were already in Spain. So it's like the French train, bring it to Spain, and then you switch to the Spanish train to bring it to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bring me back, deport me back to France.
So you not even get to complete your trip?
No.
During your trip, them just make a U-turn.
That's what I'm saying. I was in a detention center with all these illegal immigrants. We couldn't move, couldn't talk to each other. We have to just sit down there. And then they come, some soldier come, bring we, and put us back in another train. Guarded, guarded and brought back to France. So
let me ask you this.
So when I got to the French police, they were like, oh, but we don't understand this because there's nothing wrong with your carte de séjour. So it was just some immigration officer who wanted to, you know, show some of power, and in my opinion, who was racist.
So let me ask you, backtrack a little bit. Did they ask you like a series of questions besides just playing with your card to see
Yeah,
your...
they did. They did. They asked questions. I tell them, say, I'm a teacher. I'm just going to Barcelona for the New Year's celebrations.
So beyond that, did they ask you to like confirm any other identity, like you have a French number, or to
No,
say you work
I
at
didn't
this
have.
school?
At the time, to be honest with you, at that time, because that was 2007, thereabouts. So, you know, we never have no smartphone and nothing like that. We can show other documents, you know. We were
Okay.
just traveling on holidays.
Yeah.
And incidentally, when I got to London, once I traveled to London, when me land in London from France, I have absolutely no problem. You see, when me well, except one time, because there was one time I went to England in the bus, and I was the only black person on the bus, and I was the only somebody them take off of the bus and go search. The police came on the bus, check everybody ID cards, and them take me off of the bus. Tell me if you follow them, come off of the bus, them search, and then they told me to go back on the bus. But when I'm traveling from Jamaica, when I traveled from Jamaica, I was coming back to France, but the flight went through the UK. So I landed at Gatwick Airport, and I had to change to Heathrow because to get to France, you have to travel from Heathrow. Get to Gatwick Airport. First and foremost, when I got to Gatwick, they're like, oh, there's a line for Jamaicans. I'm like, what do you mean there's a line for Jamaica? I'm being shocked now, you know, because this is the first time I'm traveling
Yeah,
from the
Gatwick.
Jamaica leg. Yes, there's a line for Jamaicans. I'm going to the line for Jamaicans. I was traveling with this girl. So I went to the immigration officer. Actually, she went first. No, I think I went first. And the immigration officer of me, and she questioned me, Make it them take, hey, Sassy Jason, Fras and Tanya, hello. They took 1 hour. It was an Indian woman. 1 hour she there questioning me. I'm like, miss, I am not interested in the UK. I'm going back to France. I'm a teacher in France. I'm going to France. And the woman was not convinced. And she asked, anybody can call France? Anybody speak French? And she go on and on with one drama. Answer till me give her a pay slip, because I think at the time we did get like a sense. I mean, no saying, okay, now I need to travel with a pay slip from France to show that I work in France. Gave her the pay slip, and she go back round because she said she'll go travel and she's going to check in France and call France and whatever. 1 hour this woman have me at the immigration desk. I mean, it's everybody in that line, where them say it was for Jamaicans, was there standing up for 1 hour for this woman question me. And when she realized now, after 1 hour of questioning, she said to me, okay, bearing in mind, me used to live in London, you know. I lived in London for 2 years, but not 2 years, for 1 year, but I had a 2-year resident card for London because at the time I did apply and them did accept me. I said, miss, me not interested in your country. I used to live here. I'm going back to France. So in any event, she said to me, okay, you have 2 days to leave the country and you need to not get involved in drugs and crime. That's what the woman told me at the London airport.
You see?
You have 2 days in the country and don't get involved in drugs or crime.
Yeah, you know, interestingly, I'd like most Jamaicans who probably listening or streaming into this to know that, you know, the media like to highlight how scamming and those things is big in Jamaica and lot of scamming. I kid you not, if you guys step a foot in Europe, just open a telephone line and you'd be amazed within a 7-day period how much scam phone call you get, how much scam email, credit card, and banking. right? Most of these people, what them have the skill to do is perpetuate and project them own criminality and their criminal nature onto the black race, and they kind of circulate this. And you know, repetition, if you repeat something 7 times, that is even lie. It becomes true.
Yeah.
Right?
Or, you know, mimicking the accent or pretending to be, you know. There's a lot of that as well.
You know what I mean? So even those people you find from other nationality, whether it be in India or Asia, they buy in to that lie, right? Because we are a very racialized group, you know what I mean? So somebody so hardworking as you, as a teacher, making a strong contribution to French society, yeah, impart knowledge, yeah, educate people. They don't see that, you know, automatically, even if you're in a suit and tie. That is even worse. Them gonna say, "Oh, it's a high profile what you call it?"
No, it's true.
Criminal.
And, I mean, even though, because I'm not gonna lie, Jamaicans, we make it difficult for ourselves sometimes because of our behavior and attitude.
Yeah, you know, Edmond, that is true, and I agree. But let's speak from a statistic point of view, and that is where I'd like people to really, you know, shine the spotlight sometime. When you look at it statistically, it is always a small fraction of the population get involved. Most of us are really hardworking, diligent. We just need some opportunity, right, for make life for ourselves. You know what I mean? It's always a few, but them spotlight that and blow that up to make it seem like it's the entire group. That is not the case.
That is true. Because to be honest with you, when I am here in France, and sometimes when I look at what's going on in Jamaica, I'm like, man, if we make it home from the airport alive, make good. But the reality is not necessary. I mean, the last time I go to Jamaica, I panic. I look behind me every minute, and I'm like, why am I like this? This is not how me used to operate. And then my sister said, oh, you gonna man never gonna twang. I mean, so, but me not twang, me not act no different from how, you know? But I get, because you're seeing so much negativity, so much of the crime being highlighted and stuff, you think it's like you think it's like Baghdad down there.
You know, and unfortunately, that is the case. And, you know, if you look at the inverse of that, like I was saying, if you find out how much of those criminal activity is really happening in Europe, I think they do such a good job at scaling back all of those negative media from the international community. And we were not doing an awesome job of really portraying ourselves in the best. And we have to hold enough YouTubers accountable too. It's like they regurgitate
you know why though? Because
negative things that take place.
Yeah, but that's the negative. If I did that,
so it kind of reinforces the stereotype.
But that's what people want. Because if I do a video with mix up our Solanian Dana fighter, gunman, killer, what, those are the videos that get the attention of the people.
No, but you see, that is
who are going for a buzz are going to be tempted to do negativity. Because if you do positivity and you say, okay, you're not getting no views, you're not getting any attention, the temptation is there.
All right. Can I speak to this?
Sure.
What you're saying, it's very true. You know, that is human nature. There's a school of thought that says, you know, 85% of the population always go towards negativity. And the next 15% are really the businessmen and the clergymen of the society, right, who dominate and do things differently. However, when you get into feeding into, I call it feeding into the machine, right? You become like a news network yourself. Your independent channel becomes a news network. And when you shift from your purpose, you know, from inner directed to outer directed, that's when we start to lose sight or lose way. Not to say you can't comment on what's going on, but when that becomes your own algorithm to snap all of those external things to move your channel along, you know, we lose our way and we reinforce the negative stereotype, which if you really stick to your niche market, right, if you start selling breadfruit, Not because Mars Joe around the corner I sell shoes and him make money. You're gonna run left your breadfruit stand. You know what I mean? You stick to your breadfruit, you probably develop it and you start canning your breadfruit, you make breadfruit juice, breadfruit pudding, breadfruit, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? It takes some stick-to-itiveness. You know, you have to stick to your plan. You know what I mean? And the right people will come. At the end of the day, the right people will come.
The right people will eventually come. I mean, I'm seeing like in France now, there's this guy, because next year we're having elections. So there's this new guy who is really a journalist, but you know, he's going to run for presidency and he will talk all the negative things about immigrants and immigration, and we need to stop this and get rid of the Muslims out of France and all. And I'm looking at his YouTube, and whereas the other presidential candidates are like at 2,000 views, this man is at some 700,000 views and 800,000 views, and I'm like, wow, that's what people gravitate towards.
That's what they'd like to hear.
Yeah, and like, I mean, a lot of people. Some people watch it for the entertainment. Some people watch it to be informed. But there are people who believe like that. There are people. I mean, now he's like, what, 12% in the polls, and him not declare him candidacy yet. So, I mean, as I said, there's like a sort of passive racism, discrimination that, you know, could ignite at any moment.
Well, you know, that's a very hot topic. I don't want to touch it too much because those things are very sensitive, you know what I mean? And I'd say within us as a human species, we have inherent bias, you know, and you can't fault people for prefer, you know, if you prefer, what I call it now, reggae music, naturally you're going to find other people, like-minded people who love reggae music versus another group who like punk rock versus another group who like jazz, classic, etc. That is human nature. However, you know, when you go up on the whole political landscape and they talk about democracy and the whole equality thing, we have the tendency to forget that human nature is still at play. And most of these political powers know that, and that's why they do so well at getting public attention, you know what I mean, all the time, because they speak to all of those issues that trigger
emotions,
you know, exactly. You know? And then them take it to the poll, and the remaining power who know to play that well lose power, etc. You know what I mean? But to stay on topic with the whole racial issue and whole experience, you know, I think us as a group of people, anywhere outside of Africa and the Caribbean.
But even I'm looking at these, I don't know how I feel about it, but like, you must have watched Olympics and see all these African girls they're saying that they are half men, half women because of the testosterone level and stuff. How you interpret that? Do you think it's like just targeting African women, or it's more complicated than that?
Well, you see, when you look at new policies, what them always put in place, right? And, you know, there's one group of people who feel they're a butterfly and they want to transform themselves from a cocoon into a butterfly. And people, please read between the lines, you know what I mean? Right? Or you transform to a turtle, to a butterfly, just to participate inside the event. You can't say, them adapt the rules to accommodate these people. However, something that is God-given to you, right? You're trying to reduce that and give people treatment. And in many cases, I would say, what's her name? Caster Semenya and the new girl from Kenya. Is it Kenya? Right? They're not the first cases, you know. There are other stories out there where them operate surgery and they never wake up normally again. Their life totally destroyed. They have not been compensated. And, you know, as luck would have it, it seemed to be the black people, the melanated class who have these natural gifts and tendencies when it comes on to that. You know, I think it's unfair because it's like you try to classify how much melanin you produce and how much testosterone, right?
Yeah.
You can't put a cap on that and say, oh, only 500 gram of testosterone can participate, right? So I think, I don't know if it's really discrimination, but I feel that is like some jealousy there, and
Yeah.
jealousy, and the whole standard and the value system now, it is really changed.
Mm. Yeah. So the chat sort of quiet still, but yeah, man. This thing about, I mean, when you see like the Americans, I don't know, it seems like they have more of an active racism. But as Mr. Like, based on what I experience here, it is here, but it's not like in your face like maybe the US and
I don't know if you would agree with me, Edward, but I think it's more dangerous when you don't know what you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, I have this greetings, fine TTB. Welcome to the chat. Like I have this colleague, right? And she claims she's my friend or whatever, or ex-colleague, but she would make some statements like, that they are attacking black people. But like she would say, oh, I was going to get upset with them, I was gonna, be like, I'm Caribbean inside. She would say to like justify that she was going to be a bit ghetto, Like she would say things like, "Oh, I'm Caribbean inside," or she would ask, "Oh, I don't know. My memory's failing me now." But like she would ask, "Is that a Jamaican thing? Is that a Caribbean thing?" And
Yeah, she kind of
usually,
playing. She's playing. She playing to the stereotype, and she's two-faced. Those type of people, they want to be a part of the culture when they're around you, right? But when they're with another group, them quick to bash everything
yeah.
about the culture.
Fine TTB says, "Welcome to the experiences of racism. Blessings to everyone from Tara J. Tara said, I fell asleep. Greetings to the co-host from Fine J. Tara, I'm so happy you're feeling better, but sleep on, my dear. Get your rest, because we need to get back to our hot debates. All right? Tara is recovering from COVID, and it really mashed her up away, but it's good to see you, Tara. We're still praying for you. Fine says, greetings, Tara. Hoping you're feeling much better. Yeah. How? I don't know. What's the response? Like, do we get aggressive when that sort of thing happen? Should I have cuss out the woman, or?
For me, it's time and place and the setting. You know what I mean? If that happened to you in the airport, them skip over you. I'm sure you're going to be well behaved, right? So time and place is important.
I mean, it was in the mayor's office, and I needed a very important document, so I couldn't really go on bad and make them not do the document. You understand? But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, should I not have made a stronger case to say to this woman, I was here before this woman, and you go behind me to get this woman and put in front of me and serve her, and I am still there. Especially given that I was waiting for 15 minutes before this person came.
Let me tell you, in cases like this, Edward, it's important to adapt assertiveness. You have to be assertive and be diplomatic as well. You know what I mean? Don't stoop to their level, because really most persons who practice racism and discrimination, they're very ignorant. They're extremely ignorant.
Foreign says an immigration officer is at times more powerful than a prime minister. That is so true. That is so true, Foreign. Because to be honest, sometimes I travel and Me know some me not have no drugs. Me know some me not have no illegal weapon or anything like that. But you're still so uncomfortable with some of the attitude of the immigration officers. I remember the last time I came to Jamaica, right? And I am leaving Montego Bay Airport, and this woman decides, say, my French documents fake. I don't know why them always think that the documents fake, you know. And she's like refusing to allow me to board the flight. Because she's like, oh, I've never seen this before. I'm like, obviously I've never seen it before because I don't think that many Jamaicans travel from France or that many Jamaicans have a French green card. So
Yeah.
may not think it's not what the thing is, it wasn't stamped in the passport. It's like a card. It's like a, you know? So she refused to me board the flight. And my mother have to galang bad at the airport before she start to listen to what me I say. And then I'm like, Tara saying, thank you very much. John Fett, no aggression. You could end up on a plane to nowhere. Always maintain a level of calm and control. Cheryl is here saying, Wagwan, mega love shout out to the host. Hello there, host. How are you? Welcome, Cheryl. Long time no see. Good to see you. Yeah. I lose my thoughts. I lose my train of thought. But
Yeah, you were sharing. Oh, when you landed in
oh
Jamaica,
yeah, and
first they see the card,
she refused to
refused
let me board the
entry.
flight. And I had
Yeah.
to say to her, maybe you should go on Google and Google what a French green card looks like. And she said, oh, one moment. And she go around at the back. So she obviously go around at the back, go Google the card. And then she came back and she's like, okay, you can go. Well, I'm like, this woman almost made me miss my flight because she thought that
Where
I
did
had a
it happen? Montego Bay?
yes.
That is one of the things with our people when they see our people moving and they see something different about them, you know. You see that now? That is the infighting we have within ourselves amongst our own people. That was jealousy expressing itself. You know what I mean?
Possibly. But I want to tell you that most of the times, of our own people, like in France, if you go to if you're trying to get into a club and them going to tell you no, is a black security telling you no. Like I find that I mean I left a bag at the supermarket. Never remember if I collect my bag and went back to the supermarket. I'm gonna tell this black security, oh, I forgot my bag yesterday. I gave him the number of the bag. And he never believed it's my bag. He might ask me what's in the bag and whatever. Even when we describe what's in the bag, the guy refused to believe that it was my bag. Like if me, I go wake up in the middle of nowhere and come with a ticket, and the tickets don't even have the name of the store on it. It just says number 3. You're gonna tell me say it's not my bag. Like
Why do you think we are like this though? What happened?
I don't know if it's the house slave mentality. I don't know. I don't know.
You think is what they refer to as, you call it post-traumatic syndrome, coming out of that period?
You know what? I think sometimes it's because they're trying to be accepted by the other. So by putting you down, they're trying to show that, I am not like you. I'm supposed to be accepted by the boss.
Yeah.
Or they're showing that they have, as Foreign says, they're showing that they have a little bit of power. Because I don't see why you would talk to somebody bad because, okay, you don't want them coming a venue or like the first time somebody told me, say, okay, I'm going out. It was like a discotheque. I was going with some friends, and all of them went in. And when it came to my turn, the guy was like, no, it's not possible. And My friends were shocked because they were all
Going
white.
into a club?
Yeah. They were
Where
all
was this?
white. And they went in, but when it was my turn, they said, no, I can't go in.
For what reason?
Huh?
For what reason?
For no reason, because I wasn't dressed any differently to them. Because we were all teachers. But them just refused to let me in. So they had to come back out now, and I literally messed up them evening because they couldn't go enjoy themselves because they refused to let us in.
Wow. Wow.
And the exact same thing happened to me in the south of France. Went with two friends. We're going into this events venue, and the guys, they said to me, no, you can't go in. And my friends were like, why? What's wrong? Why can't you come in? And one of my friends even fight the security guard. He was so mad. I was like, just forget it. Let's just go. Let's just go. But he was so mad, he got into a fight with the security guard because he just could not understand why I could not enter the venue.
Who get beat up? Your brethren or the security?
When it's out of control, my brethren still. But man, he was red with rage. And it happens all the time. Even this morning, I don't know, maybe I'm my racist moment. Because this morning, you know, I was taking the bus, but I had to cross the pedestrian crossing to catch the bus. So it wasn't even red, but I ran across the Chen is here.
The crosswalk.
The pedestrian crossing, and take the bus. Me press the button, the doors had closed. Press the button, the door is opening, but the guy closed the door and drive off the bus, even though I'm sure that he saw me.
It was packed?
Yes, it closed.
Was the bus packed?
It wasn't.
What time was this? Early morning?
It was early morning, but
oh shit.
Remember the door was opening and the guy decided to close the door to prevent me from going into the bus.
But what happened after that? You not said nothing to him?
The thing is, right?
You're too decent, Edward.
I was not only that, but I figured that my students were in the bus because there was a bus to go to my school's direction.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, when I checked my phone, there was another teacher who sent me a message and says, oh no, you were so close to getting into the bus.
Wow.
But the guy saw me, and I saw
him deliberately.
I saw
them
do it to.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
She wasn't pregnant. She had a, what do you call that thing? She had a push car, and this black lady, she had a push car, and the driver was like, no, ma'am, I can't take, because there were two other baby things. What do you call it? The push trolley. I don't know what you call it. I'm losing my English. But she's like, I need to take the bus, I need to go home. And the driver is like, no, you cannot come in the bus with that baby. What do you call that something? Where you push the baby in, man?
Trolley.
A trolley we call it? You sure?
Stroller.
Yeah. She said the one can't come in with the stroller. And him push off the woman off of the bus. And I know if that was a black woman, if that was a white woman, they wouldn't have a problem with it. And it wasn't like the bus was full or anything. But he refused to put that woman on the bus with her stroller.
Really?
Yeah.
Paris.
In Paris. So that's why when I drive off this morning, that
is discrimination, because you know at the middle of the bus at the center, usually you're supposed to can come there. You know what I mean with the stuff.
For instance, you have a point. Sometimes our own people tend to enforce or exercise power when in authority unnecessarily. On the other hand, not every issue is racism. That is true. Foreign says to be continued. Chen Chen is in the house. Chen Chen official greetings. Saying lol Charmaine, stop follow me up, sis. Then I me did miss Chen Chen. Oh yes, hello fans. Chen Chen, you know, some miss you. Welcome, 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 my darling. Yeah, that's true what Foreign said. And for a long time, I used to say, okay, not everything is racism. So I used to turn a blind eye on certain things.
Yeah.
Like when my friend would make certain jokes like, oh, smile so that the camera can pick you up. Like, it's a joke, but that's not a nice joke when you run with. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what shocked me the most? How they become so emboldened, right? For just run them joke here without feel like and feel like it's okay.
And to be honest with you, I've worked with a lot of Americans. I've worked with a lot of British people, and except for that one woman from the US who always say, is that a black thing? Is that a Caribbean thing? I've never really had any issues of racist jokes by British or Americans. But like French people, them are going to make they make jokes about Jewish, they make a lot of jokes about Arabic, and they make a lot of jokes about black. Keisha is in the building saying much love, Jamfet. Hello. So you overlook me these days, Jam. No, I'm gonna come check your own Chen Chen. I was going through a little bit of not really depression, but a bit of a YouTube niggeritis. See me racist now, me I say niggeritis. Yeah, I just didn't feel like coming on. And I was a bit sick as well. And after that, I just lost the fervor, but I'm back. Much love to each and everyone from Keisha saying hello. Foreign says, while waiting in line to see an immigration officer, a black man was clearly being dismissive and not answering questions he was asked very loudly. It was not a black officer. The officer. I agree with you, Foreign. I agree with you because sometimes the police will come up to like a black guy and start asking questions like, can I see your ID card or whatever? And the guy will start to be robust and, why do you want to see my ID card? I don't really play those games. If the police officer approach me and says, IDs please, I don't have a problem showing my ID. I don't really have a problem showing my ID or cooperating. If them say put your hands up, I don't have a problem putting my hands up. You understand? But I know there are people who are a bit more on the aggressive side where I go ask, why should I put my hands up? Why should I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. If a police officer come to me and say, he's going to arrest me, I'm not fight him. I'm going to make him arrest me because at the end of the day, if I am convinced that I did nothing wrong, then I'm going to try to fight it and hope that the justice system will clear me. But I suppose that's not the reality of some people when they're saying that, okay, maybe if the police take them, then they're going to find them dead. Or, you understand? So I understand both sides of the coin. Keisha saying much love to Foreign and Chen Chen. I understand both sides of the coin. So I'm not saying everything is racist or discrimination. But sometimes it's a system. It's a system.
It is. You know, interestingly.
Yeah, sometimes it's not necessarily the person, but it's the system. You understand?
Yeah, like I was just sharing with you, you know, they put it in the movies, right? It's in the print ads. You see it in the train. They run these jokes amongst themselves. So you find out most of these stereotypes about it survived generations, right? An example, recently, over the summer, started my little son go swimming class, right? Only 2 black people in the swimming class, you know, myself and another girl. Unfortunately, it was the beginning of the class. The next parent and child, She couldn't find the place, so obviously she came late. So bam, first red flag, stereotype there, right? The other parents were there, you know. I was there on time. I will start the whole experience now for swim, and you know, this was the first time introducing my baby to a pool, like a bigger body of water behind the bathtub. And you know, there's this stereotype that black people can't swim, right?
Right.
And obviously, my baby was crying more than the other two babies.
Master, because
Which, hold on, but tell you the funny joke. You just wait for the big joke. Which I come to discover, those babies were already taking swimming class 2 months prior. So it's nothing to celebrate about. But I could notice the rapport between the other parent. Obviously, I said I'm the only black, so naturally, I don't expect to have a natural rapport. Right. However, so this was Monday. By Thursday, my baby became more comfortable, right? Because he's growing very fast and I'm adapting very well. And it so happened that between Monday to Thursday, after 4 days of class, nobody really said hi, how you doing, bonjour, etc. You know what I mean? For really make friend. And it's so that on that day, Thursday, I kid you not, I don't know what spirit entered the water of the place, but the other parents, them baby, ball, non-stop from start of the session to end of the session, right? And then my son was, he might mash up the class, you know what I mean? And after they must say, oh my, he's so good, he's this and that. And may I tell you, from Monday to Thursday, not even dog, good morning, but oh, he's so nice, he's so good.
Yeah, man.
And I could see them even have them little inside joke amongst themselves like the first 2-3 days. Yeah. You know what I mean? So most of these things, it's like I said, most people who are racist and practice this discrimination, it's coming from a point of ignorance.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know any better. And the culture and the social bubble that them live in, it re-perpetuates these false narratives about us.
Yeah. And then sometimes you have the overly friendly that they're going out of them way to prove they're not racist. Them have the big R written over them for it. Those are the first one to run to black women and said, oh, I love your ear. They not even asked nothing. But I'm going to pick up on that because the whole of the French footballers, them have white women. Every single one of them. And I'm like thinking, if these guys were like me, the whole of them have supermodel wife, you know. I'm thinking if them broke like me, those girls would never look at them. And I mean, I don't have a problem with interracial couples or anything, but I'm just saying that when you look at the pictures of every single, I must say one of them in the team,
what do you think that is?
A white woman. Every single one of them have some supermodel white woman. Fine is saying the officer gave the guy every opportunity and he was not compliant. In my mind, I knew he was not going to enter the country. So that is true because some people just emotionally don't. Especially like if you go to immigration and you want to enter a court, especially I've never really had an issue with the US, but you know, the US are going to have a little strong for them immigration officer. When you go New York, the way them walk and huff and puff, you just be respectable and humble yourself and go through. You understand? But if you go on and so you answer them in a way where, you know, obviously you're going to have problems. And sometimes some people cannot control their emotions. And some of our people too, some of our Jamaican people, because trust me, sometimes I'm afraid when we go with some of Jamaicans because they just can't hold them emotions. You understand? Keisha said, John said, cuff me.
That is true.
Lol. Cheryl is saying, I'm not seeing the emoji. Can I drop my link, host? Of course, Cheryl, you can. Tremaine saying, oh my God, I missed the, okay. Tremaine saying, Keisha, you're on Leave Snuggles. Keisha got tell Snuggles to come. Thanks. Foreign. Hi. Foreign says, no, when it's your turn to see the immigration officer, expect the unexpected, but note once your documents are in order, just relax. I agree with you, Foreign. Once you know, and that's why I failed my driving test, I failed my driving test because there were two of us who went for the test, and I do not know what happened between the guy who went before me and the
Examiner.
examiner. I'm losing my English, guys.
Clear more.
Then come back and I cuss almost in a fight, And I'm like, oh my God. And I know some of the drive, all right, I never have no issue. But the rage that the guy was in, him feel the two away.
Right.
Him feel the two away because they were almost fighting, You go to an exam. And remember, in France, they don't really give you the results right away because they're afraid to you thump them in their mouth and so they actually mail the results to you. It's illegal for them to give it to you like that. The Million is in the house saying good evening, folks, and chat. Guys, go ahead and drop your links and connect with each other. Don't wait for me to tell you that. Cheryl is saying hi, Tremaine. Blessings to you, Han. Chen, lol, Z-Million, dear Wagwan from Cheryl. Yes, Tremaine, Keisha, lol, greetings, lots of greetings coming. Jamfet, when is the duck race? I'm having some internet issues, Tremaine, so that's why I'm using my phone. So as soon as I start out my internet next week, basically what happened, they cut off my internet. I refuse to pay the bill because I've already paid in advance, and me and them is at war. So if you go on
Orange.
SFR.
SFR.
Me and them, we're at absolute war, and I took the war to Twitter. And it wasn't until I went to Twitter them start I try for dialogue and I beg me. Anytime I have a problem, I put it on Twitter. Anytime, I'm not gonna go to Google reviews. Wow. That's the way you have to deal with some of these companies because they don't like the bad publicity.
Yeah.
So I took it to Twitter. So it's me and them now. Because the thing is, they made me pay in advance for September. They sent me a message saying that they made a mistake, and so I do not have to pay any money for September. And yet, they sent me a bill for 2 months. So I decide I'm not paying. I'm not paying it. I have to pay because I cannot continue like this without the internet. So I don't really have a choice, but I'm fighting it. Tara is saying love to see Million. Good to see Tara.
You know what I usually do when that happens to me? I try to pay $1, just a single dollar, to make sure I make a payment on the bill, and then I take on the case.
And the thing is, once you owe them, they cut off the customer service. So you cannot talk to their customer service agents. Wow. So all I'm talking to is just some robot online. And they're not calling me. So I don't know. I'm going to have to go in. But the thing is, when you work whole week, non-stop, it's very difficult to find time.
Yeah, I understand.
So Tara sending love to Keisha. Much love to Tara. Tara is back, guys. Good to see you. Tara, good to see you. How are you doing from Keisha? Hope everything is going well. Fine says, when dealing with racism, especially in a work environment, remember your supervisor and our manager will not support your cause because they will lose your job. I agree, Fine. I agree because when they refused to pay me for those 2 years, I went to every level from the head of school because no, I'm not going to reveal too much information for professional reasons. But I went to the head of school. I went to all the representatives of the staff. Nobody thought that anything was wrong with the fact that I wasn't being paid for like the other teachers for 2 years. Them said, oh yes, it's not normal. But like there's no urgency. They bring it up in the meeting. Me come back, I'm like, what did they say at the meeting? What did the managers say? Oh, this said that there's nothing wrong with your contract. It wasn't until I got a lawyer, and even when I got a lawyer and I went to the confrontation, they were still saying that their contract was legal. And I said to them, okay, no problem. I'm going to take it to court. And it wasn't until me tell them I took it to court why them say, okay, we're going to settle the matter. You know?
Yeah,
Hi, Cheryl Hunt. I'm here getting ready for my live in 30 minutes.
yeah, that's a wickedness. That's a wickedness. So for tell you, we really can't escape it. So you have to do good, you have to face it.
Yeah.
You have to do bad, you have to go through your life daily, you have to face it.
Listen, if I was not the best, and trust me, and sometimes I tell some of the kids them, you know, especially the black one, them, when we catch them aside and say, listen, when you're black, you have to be twice as best than the rest.
That is good, but I don't agree with that statement there, you know, because what it really I tell our children, right? I understand where I come from, but essentially, when we kind of re-perpetuate that, we're trying to tell our kids and other people like us that because we're black, right? Europe have the right for change your dollar for 50 cents.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like some of them will say, why is it that they are like there was a kid in my school, and this kid was a black kid. He was there for a long time. As a matter of fact, to tell you how good this kid was, he is going to Yale now. All right. Yeah. And for all the years the kid is at school, and he might get the top grades. He never ever got a student of the month or a student of the year award. And it wasn't until the very, very last time when he might go graduate now, and me decide say, can you imagine this kid has been here for so many years? He has topped the school every single year, and we have never acknowledged him.
Yeah.
And I saw they must get them shame and go give him some academic award. But sometimes if I wasn't as well, obviously some of the other teachers might not think me that good, but if the students didn't rate me to a certain extent, I probably would have lost my job long time. It's as simple as that. Zimillion, I'm coming over to you soon, so I pray I get the notification. Yes, she's going live in half an hour. At 10 o'clock UK time, she usually go live. Continued. Always have proof in an appropriate manner for presentation. It's not an easy road. I agree with you, fine. Moy is in the building. Moy and Matt French Jamaican family saying jam fet, greetings. The story done already. Moy, me can't tell you again. I've told it 2 times already. I can't tell you again what happened to me today. As a matter of fact, today two sad stories happened to me today. Moy and Matt, much love from Keisha. Greetings to Moy. Hey, Keisha and fine. First thing happened to me this morning. I go take the bus and the man locked the door in my face and drive off the bus. And you know the sad thing about it? If I didn't get the bus, I wouldn't late for my work, you know. But because I missed the bus and I have to walk, I end up late by 2 minutes.
Wow.
Which, you know, so in a country, 2 minutes is late. But I went, I got the mairie. See, mine's in France. Went to the mairie, right? And I'm there waiting for the agent. When I went, there were 2 agents working, but there are 3 desks. And the woman said the 3rd agent is absent. She went outside for something. Me thinks I smoked. No man must have got smoking. So only 2 agents were working. But one of them, the one who was free, when I told her what I wanted, she said that she couldn't do it. It had to be one of the other 2 agents. This couple was with the other agent that was there. So I obviously was waiting in the line. I waited for 15 minutes. Then this woman came after me. I told her she can go ahead to the agent that's free because I am waiting for the other agent. She got to the woman who free. The lady, apparently she wanted something similar to me. So the lady tell her, you have to wait behind the gentleman. At least that the woman, I'm going to go back in there and buy her a present. I'm going to bring back chocolate to her because at least she told the woman she have to wait behind me. This other woman, the second agent came. But I don't know, you know, sometimes these government workers, them don't want to work. So she come back and she had take up her bag and she turn around and she get up and she take up her phone and she had twist and turn just for to acknowledge, say, okay, I'm waiting in the line, I must come. Then this other woman come now. I don't know if she's some supervisor. She was at another desk across. So she came, 2 people in the line. She asked the lady behind me, what are you here for, ma'am? The lady responded to her. Then she asked me, what me here for? Me shouldn't even answer because the fact that she asked the woman behind me first was already her first red flag. So I said to her, I told her what I wanted. So she turned around, you know. Then she got to the woman now, the agent who just came back from our cigarette break. And she said to her, oh, you're the one doing the paperwork for them, right? And she said, yes. So the woman called the woman who was behind me, call her and make the woman go ahead of me. So I had to wait another 10 minutes for the woman done get fair paperwork done. And the reason I was upset was because I did not react. I only say, but I was here first. But it barely came out of my mouth. And I'm thinking that I was stupid or not.
No, don't be hard on yourself, Edward. You know,
I didn't
sometimes
seize the moment to be like a Rosa Parks or a Martin Luther King and burn down the place. You understand? That's why Malcolm X must turn in his grave to know that I am teaching history. I'm teaching them, and I did not stand up for my rights.
Yeah, I understand sometimes the shock and awe when it happens, and especially if it's subtle. Maybe after you walk off, you play it back and you're like, did I just experience racism?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the shock and awe, the moment, it catch you off guard. You know what I mean? But it's important in that situation. You just be assertive and you just speak up. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking, I'm playing over this thing in my head, and I'm thinking that, man, some Jamaican would have did love for that happen to them, for them leg or some bad word in that place and create a seed. But I was just calm and collective, like.
And that is our next thing too, you know. You say silence, give authority power. So sometimes when we lie down, it give them the encouragement for continue. So the next person who look like you will come behind them an hour later, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, right? Them run the same playbook, right? So
and I'm thinking that the woman, she should have said somebody is ahead of me. But she didn't. And she came and she saw me waiting when she come in. And I said to her, go ahead. So she should have acknowledged, no, miss, it's not my turn. This gentleman is ahead of me. So I should have panned my hand and licked the twat. So both of them were wrong, you understand? And then the woman, who obviously she came back from her break, and when she came back from her break, she saw me. So she also put up with the arms house. So 3 people allow to do that to me. And when I say, Jam Fet, them could have to call security upon me when me done load them up in
Remind me, what type of business was it?
It was the mayor's office. It was the town hall.
Town hall.
So this is like the height of government power. You understand? So if you know what, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video in French and I'm gonna do one in English. Because the more I think about this thing, is the more I'm getting upset. But me can't really, because I might need documents from them again. I
Yeah.
might need documents from these people, so I have to proceed with caution. But man, tomorrow is to sick them without call security. But my the thing is, it happens so fast, and sometimes you're in such a shock that you don't have the appropriate behavior or
Yeah.
reaction. Not behavior, but reaction, you know? Like, I mean, I could have said in a decent way, no, 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 madam, I'm sorry, but I was here first. It's my turn. Simple. And my point would have been made, but me just make it go on, you understand? And sometimes probably, sometimes we black people frightened for white
Respond.
people. Sometimes we
No,
frightened for white people and we afraid to answer them. That's
honestly,
also a part of the equilibrium.
honestly, and I think sometimes humor is useful, right? Because sometimes I like to be very cynical,
Mm.
right? And what the next word? Sarcastic, something like that. I'd say, oh, it's pigs before humans today. Vazi.
Nat's hot topic is in the building, saying big up yourself, John Fett. Welcome, Nat's hot topic, the vendetta queen. Big up yourself, Nats. Big up yourself. Yeah, so I'm even more upset with myself than the woman. And I'm thinking all these other times when I did not stand up for myself, you know? All
That
these
become
other
a
times
learned
when I
habit,
didn't stand up for myself.
That become a learned habit.
Yeah. Sasha said, John Fett, I wish nice man that pan screen. Make you introduce yourself to the people them.
No, no, no. Tell her say I'm taken. Not on the market.
Make it Sasha, you see becoming my wife? Me can't say anything, to encourage the lust. So you only have to go lust in your mind tonight. Mickey used to be in France, but he's now in Canada. And I'm supposed to start a YouTube channel. I don't know if him come out with it yet, but it's a project, it's coming.
It's not a priority, to be honest.
Foreign TT said the reason why I said that everything is not racism is as follows. While returning from the islands, my blue jeans were iron stiff. The immigration officer started scratching my pants. To be continued. That is another thing, foreign. That is another learned behavior that I had to unlearn. Because me used to late every single morning because me a iron shirt and me a iron jeans. Now I realize that there are people that don't even iron um, normal shirts. Them just
Yeah.
draw it on and gone with them business. Remember when me in Jamaica, even t-shirt me a iron before me got man them. But not so in Europe. Not so. No matter of fact, I can't tell the last time me wipe off my shoes. In Jamaica, you leave every morning, you have to polish and shine your black shoes, and me not even wipe my shoes, me just put it on a man in time. And although I guess we don't have the red dot like what they are man, so that's probably a big part. But I say, I when I them I renew my contract, me nah stand up in an online so long to make somebody get through before me. Yeah, my. I had this friend, once we went to the airport and the line was extremely long. So my friend now said to me, say, maybe this is retribution or karma. My friend said to me, say, come on, Edward, we're going into business class. Me say, we can't go business class because we don't have no business class ticket. She's like, well, I am not joining that line. So me follow her now, we go to business class. So she go up to the business class guy. And she's like, hey, Malik, how are you? And the guy's like, I'm not Malik. And she's like, you're not Malik? Where's Malik? The guy's like, I don't know who's Malik. Like, oh, but Malik used to work here. Oh my God, I thought you were Malik. And he's like, oh, we need to check in. And the guy is like, oh, but this is not where you normally check in. She's like, oh, really? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Malik would have checked us in. So the guy's like, okay, I'll check you in. but normally this is not the place.
All right. You see that type of
So
yard there? You need to roll with that person them more often and pick up some skills from them.
oh, she have skills. She have skills. Trust me. They did laugh. Lol. Keisha said, Sasha,
Yeah.
much love. Zasha said,
Yeah.
I'm me can't run, so me we go and chill. Says Sasha. Keisha, Jesus Daughter Channel saying greetings, host and co-host. Greetings, God
Greetings.
blessing. Much love to you, JD. And fine is continuing. And he said, I was not happy with the whole excitement, thinking a whole lot of stuff. Then I found out that drugs were transported in that manner. I learned something that day. Fine, may never know that. Keisha Baby says Jesus Daughter Channel. I guess you know what? At immigration and airport, I'm very calm. I'm usually I cooperate. I think I'm somebody who normally cooperate because with authority. I don't have a problem cooperating with authority.
But Edward, you know, said that experience, sorry for interrupt, right? My
Mm.
wife always said she can say a trauma upon me anytime I go airport. I'm a think a whole heap of we carried a little trauma there with us based on
Mm.
our little experience. Maybe because of the passport and the Jamaican
Mm.
background. But we
Yeah.
realized that not everybody or even black people who travel as well really have that experience there, like us as
Yeah.
Jamaicans.
Mm. That is true. Because to be honest with you, I remember the first time when I come to France, and my mother, packed me nice little suitcase and buy me nice, clean, new suitcase, and I come to France. And I was traveling through Kingston Airport, and the man, they must search my suitcase now, search my suitcase. And them a stir up and them a stir up and them throw it, and I had like a shoes and them take off the bottom of the shoes and stuff, and I'm like, these people, I get, but to me it was just normal, right? Then me see them go for a knife and them cut the suitcase bottom, and the bottom of the suitcase was very hard. It was like a sort of not cardboard, but that type of I don't know how to say that, like a sort of wood bottom, tough bottom. And the woman take her knife now and cut the suitcase and take the knife and dig in at the it was like soft wood at the bottom of the something. Me now starts to pure white dust a come up out of the suitcase. Me say, listen, I nearly get a heart attack in that airport. But but the white dust, it was just because of the nature of the suitcase, the way they make the bottom of the suitcase with the sort of board. So it was just that. But me see the white dust I come out and me freeze and me can't move and me start sweat. And the lady start to look for me. You pack the suitcase? And I say, yes, miss. And she did it and she had gone. And then she said, okay, you can go. Man, me think drugs in my suitcase. Like some serious drugs. Raymond Bless TV is here. Wagwan makes Dan greetings. Big up yourself. Jesus Daughter says, I never get any ads, so I went out and came back and I got it now. All right, Jesus Daughter, thank you so much. Raymond Darling from Jesus Daughter, Lol Jam Fet. We're not hearing Mickey, says my. Ma, you're not hearing Mickey because I made it attack. No, Mr. Mickey, the amount of white dust Mr. fly up in my face at that airport may get a heart attack. The only thing me never drop down. But all sort of thoughts now start go through my head. Come here, I say, Lord God, you got here, pastor son, and get caught with drugs at airport going to France. The amount of stories that was going through my head. Me not hear you, Mickey, for true. Mickey look like you might pray. Are you guys hearing me? Oh, Mickey drop out. Raymond said, Jamaican family, big up yourself. Life with Mika. Mika in the house. Mika, welcome. Last night, me and Mika once down for the live. Hold on, let me try add back Mikey to the. I'm using my phone. Yeah, you hear me now?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you now loud and clear.
All right,
Hey,
good.
JD, great man's laughing. Yes, loud and clear, John Fett. Pray, Mickey, pray. Yeah, man, listen, that was like the scariest moment of my life. Me not tell no lie. The scariest moment. When me see them white powder, they stuff like
Wow.
that.
You see your name print out on the Sunday Gleaner.
Me see the name in the start. Jamaican teacher going to France on a teaching program who is a Christian with a pastor, father, Church of God of Prophecy. The whole of them just never start. Ma, getting some love from Mika and family. Much love to Raymond. From Keisha Hunt. Please like up the live. Thank you. Thank you, JD, for reminding me to tell people to please like the live. Thank you guys for your support. Mika, much love. Hello. That was the scariest moment of my life at the Kingston Airport. And I don't know why the people that work at town can go and galang suffer. Like, that's why I travel Mobile, you know. I don't like Kingston Airport. I normally come through Mobile. The last time I come, the guy, why have you stayed away from Jamaica so long? Where are you going? But it's the attitude. The man asked me the question. I was like, am I not Jamaican? Am I not allowed to come to my country whenever like if I'm leaving, we can understand you ask me and galang bad and you question me if I carry. But like I'm coming into the country,
Yeah.
and the guy giving me pure attitude like, oh, why have you been away for so long and where are you going and where are you gonna stay? But it wasn't a professional way he was asking the question, you know? So me avoid Kingston Airport like drunk avoid live meet. Trust me. Keisha bless up from Mika family. Jesus started saying Mika bless up. Me like Kingston more than Mobile, says Raymond. No way. Bless up. Me the lucky with Mobile. Me not lucky with Mobile. The only problem I've ever had in Mobile is when the woman refused to make me board the flight because she said my papers look strange. And I'm like, woman, obviously it looks strange because it's French. So Fine is saying, I'm not Jamaican, but I'm black, and the experience could be awful at times. Fine, you're not Jamaican, so all this time, I thought Fine was Jamaican. While returning from Jamaica, I was asked why I went for a week, and I answered vacation. Very well, sir. Enjoy your day. Remember, so me always tip them at town. I mean, as I the one them at town are letting the gun in us. I mean, I know they look like because you have a country head, them are going like them are doing job, and them letting the drugs and the gun. See the ETV is in the house. Blessings to the chat. CDE, me too, Raymond. Me too, Jam Fett. Yeah, Mobile is the place to be for the airport. Mobile it is. Listen, may I know, but when like the last time I went to Jamaica, right? It wasn't planned. It was planned that I was going to Jamaica, but I actually went to New York first, and then I went to Miami, and then I got to Jamaica. But the thing is, my family wasn't expecting me. So when we reached Jamaica in a Kingston, for some reason I think the flight got delayed or something like that. So my people them from country can't really come at airport because I don't know if I'm gonna get on the flight or not. So eventually I got on the flight, get to my town, reach Kingston about 9 o'clock, and as God liveth, and me take out my suitcase and go out of that Kingston airport, and the place was so dark. I don't know, but Jamaica have a different type of dark than French dark. Everybody just looked so suspicious. And I'm like, I know I was just paranoid in my head, because, when you're away for so long, you are a bit paranoid, like, say them are going to kill you at the airport or dump your body or something. So when we reach, I know me don't have nobody to pick me up at the airport. Me I call my friends them. Nobody was available to come get me from the airport. So I'm like, oh my God. 10 o'clock. It I get darker and darker. The place I get scantier and scantier, and people just look shady away. Even the taxi driver them down there look shady. So eventually, they have these official taxis. We work with the security. And me go to one, and him tell me some, like, a friend of mine said that, like, if I got a taxi to go to Manor Park or Constant Spring or whatever, she would come pick me up. So get the taxi now. Number one, them a fight to get me because them realize how far me come from, and them a fight for the job. So when the taxi now carry me to Manor Park and leave me at Manor Park, remember, I don't know Manor Park, and the first me I go to this place, yeah. The only thing I see at Manor Park is darkness, and the woman can't reach. I was just so scared because I have my suitcase in Manor Park in the dark. I wait for this woman to come. And when you travel from abroad, it just it's like you're so, because as we said earlier, because of the negative news and the whole heap of killing when we see on the news, we just paranoid. It just make you paranoid. CDE, I need your number, says Raymond. Raymond, bless. All right. You can check him on Instagram. Greetings to CDE from foreign. I got credit for you for your support the other day. All right. CDE, long time in a link, Is a flow number. I keeping you running. I'll be back, says Raymond. Thank you. My is Lullin. Link me on IG at CDETV. Good day, host, and the chat with Chillin' and Mali. Checking in. Welcome to Chillin' and Mali. Jesus' daughter, Tremaine, and Chillin' with Ali and Mali getting love from CDE. Oh, God, says why. John Fett, you need to write a book. Me have to write about 10 books CDE. And it even in Mandeville. Because when you got Jamaica now, remember saying that you come from foreign, so you're scared, right? And then them start tell you all the story. Because remember, when I was growing up in a country, the only gunshot we hear was when them start the road race. And that road race was every January. So so it's one time a year you hear a gunshot. So when you go to Jamaica now and mommy I say, yes, then kill one man up on the road, and the shopkeeper then murder the shopkeeper. So all these stories just make you panic even more. So me got man now, and they escape from me, and me can't get a taxi to go home. Cannot get a taxi. So eventually I had to take a taxi which dropped me like part of the way, and me I walk now to my house. But as me said, country dark is just so dark. It's like if me carry guys, if I go outside and me I walk, it's like it's so bright because there's a street light every 10 meters. But in a country, you will have all 300 meters between two street lights. So it is very dark. And you start hear some sound. Remember me I go down, man, me start hear some sound. Me think a dopey. Some strange, like you have them cricket and them something that will make all sort of sound at night time. Me start hear the sounds, man, and me start panic and call for my mother. I say, Mommy. Oh my God. fine. Getting back to the topic, says sometimes we experience racism from our own people visiting the islands. Some folks will run to other races thinking blacks don't tip or have wealth. I normally just sit there and shake my head. You know, so that is true. Fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've seen some of the black people them begging, all the beggars them racist, because I see the beggars begging, you know. And when them come to me, them not beg from me, you know. Them walk and go on to the white people, them and not beg from them. And me I say to myself, say, you know, say that person that come to me, might have to give them a €1 or so. But them not come to me, so I'm not gonna run them down for it. Because they just assume say you don't have it. Not that I have it, but you know what I mean. Miss Beauty Cake Kitchen is in the house saying happy Friday, everyone. Thank you, Beauty Cake. What's cooking in the kitchen tonight? But Maya said, "I'm to show a country you're born. I'm so fried. I'm so afraid. But the thing is, when I was in Jamaica, I wasn't afraid. But because you're away for so long, and you just hear all these negative stuff, it just heighten your awareness to make you a lot more, uncomfortable. Like you think
You know that is trauma, you know, when you're hyper aware of your environment.
possibly. I mean, when we watch news, I see people that cut off people's head and them something. I'm like, God. And then my mother know. My
No,
mother
I think
know.
Jamaicans abroad not for watch news too much.
That is it. And then my mother said, you can't carry your phone a man devil, you know. I said, Mommy, why I can't carry my phone a man devil? Them I gonna kill your feet. He said, what? So those things cause you to be a lot uncomfortable. Me glad when them not come to me, says Ma. Lisa says, Eddie, Lisa, welcome. Lisa Edmondson is listening, guys. Lisa says, I grew up near to Manor Park, Eddie. It's always been scary at night, and I agree.
Yeah.
Jamaica dark isn't the same as France. Simply that there are less street lights. Yeah, because Mike, come on, like when we go out as guys, if it's 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you can go outside and women are walking by themselves and it's like nothing. Me not think
Jamaica not reach that stage yet.
we not reach this yet. And it would be a good thing to reach there, but as Lisa said, it's because of the dark. Because uno afraid of gunman, afraid of dopey. Uno afraid of dopey, afraid of boogerman. So it's just how it is. Guys, remember to give me a thumbs up. Remember to give me a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Heaven Hope TV, my friend from Korea, is in the building. Welcome to Heaven Hope. Greetings to you. People that you know it's scary bad. Especially people that you know it's scary bad. Says Ma. Yeah. My best friend from high school got killed. Like, I'm Heaven Hope saying I'm a Korean. I'm a Korean every day. I premiere 2 channels with Canadian friend together. Very successful and very happy. So Heaven Hope from Korea. CDE says Manor Park has always been well lit and very active. I think I was at some gas station or something there, but I mean, all's well that ended well, but it's just still uncut.
Yeah, Manor Park is a nice place. I usually live near there, so I used to walk from house, go to Plaza, go Kentucky, go get chicken. All of them things.
I Kentucky down there. I don't know. I think I was. She leave me beside a gas. The taxi leave me beside a gas station, and trust me. But then the thing is, right? honestly don't think that people just kill people like that in Jamaica.
Well, I'm telling you, in Jamaica,
I just don't think people just walk up to people and just say, okay,
no.
yeah.
You see, if it's a robbery, even if you don't put up resistance and you buck up on some young youths who are trying to make them name and make some duppy, you ghost cook. And I was a victim of that experience before, right? When I tell you, full corporation, but, you know, the guy them still pull the trigger, and by the grace of the Almighty, I'm still sitting here today. You know what I mean? So...
Really?
You have some of them like that.
Where was this, Mickey?
This happened where I was living at the time, in Barbican. But now I'm going to say where, because people I think some have money, right? So I was going home. I did just leave school that day, right? And sometimes me call my brethren to drop me home, or sometimes me take a taxi. I mean, go half a tree and just take a taxi from there, so go home. So them drop me at the foot of the hill, and usually my walk, it take me like maybe 10-15 minutes just to get to home from the foot of the hill. And in between then, the hill and my home, which was literally 10-15 minutes by foot. 5 minutes into my journey, there was a set of apartment on the left-hand side. Not gonna name the apartment either, right? But we see a youth lean up on a car which was like a 2001 BMW at the time, you know. So normally you see that in the area. So like the bridge I text on him phone, me up on my phone at the time, and me I talk with one of my friend them, you know, just to discuss stuff. But I get a weird feeling for say, yo, look up, right? And by the time I look up, cause you know, sometimes you talk and you check your phone back and forth. And I feel safe because I'm almost reach my yard, you know what I mean? I'm in a voice say, oh, look up. By the time I look up, I see the right side of the vehicle, the door kick open, and the guy who outside on the left-hand side, who act like him text on him phone, spin around, reach for him way, spin around, bam, I gun in him on, and the next person jump out of the passenger seat, and the next gun in a film on. Two of them have some bandana, a mask, and them walk come down for me, you know what I mean? Them corner me, one at the front, one over my shoulder, you know, maybe just a feet away from me, 1 foot. I mean, I said, shit. In my mind, I said, I can't believe me, I'm going to get robbed. No. So at the time, you know, BlackBerry, I run the place at, and we used to sell BlackBerry, you know what I mean? A reseller. So, shit. So take time, come off of the phone, but it was too late for even try put my hand, in my back pocket. You know what I mean? And hide the phone, right? And boy say, hey boy, give me that. You know what I mean? So I toss the phone to him and him catch it, right? And the next guy dead. And me I say, oh, what more do you want? You know what I mean? So me I try to build some rapport now, right? Because I don't know if I watch too much movie, I'm reading enough book, or whatever it is. I try to build some instant rapport with the guy. I say, oh, I want to do it, man. Oh, man, I say, one I want to walk. If fool, one I want to walk. And from him respond that way, them I say, shit, them youth are not take no talk. Then I go pull the trigger and we need to find a way out. And this all within about 60 seconds. So mark you, one stand in front of me, one adjacent to me to the back. And you know me, I map out the environment quickly. I'm gonna say shit. I forgot run now, right? But me I say which direction me I go run. So remember, me I go run going in that direction there, but I'm say shit, I can't jump in that yard because some dog there over there. So me I go little bit down the hill and jump over the next yard. And by the time I size up the situation, I look over my left shoulder. By the time I pull my neck over back, bam! The first shot that fire. That was a direct hit. I take off, forgot jump over the yard. When I take off in the direction of the yard.
When you say direct hit, you mean the shot catch you?
I mean, shot catch me. It's a direct. It was like maybe 2 to 4 millimeter from my heart after I come out of surgery and all of that.
Jesus of Nazareth.
So, me's a living testimony. Not all the time when you cooperate, you try to build some rapport, and you're totally innocent. You ever come out alive. Thanks to the grace of the Almighty, like I say, I'm still here. So I run back down. I'm gonna slip on the way. Bam, bam. 2 more shot fire. Right. So I'm gonna slip, drop. By the time we did the one behind me, and did pull off my. They have a little one strap bag and they pull it off on my shoulder. So them did I go through it. And when I run down the hill now, just as I slip and I look back, I see like they might pick up the spent shell. You know what I mean? Like they might try to clean up after themselves. I'm gonna take the opportunity now for climb up on a gate, use an eye column and just go over the next yard. And same time them jump back into the car, which by this time did spin around. It was a third person inside. Spin around. And them jump in and them driveway. So jump down off of the column now, and then we go across the street back to which part of the apartment, which part I pass it. And I say, oh, security, you hear the shot them? See security I come from behind a bush and I say, oh that. I say, oh me get all of them, open up the gate, quick, we need help.
Oh
so he bust the gate open and carry me on the boat for make a phone call, and the guy did that tremble so much because it was the older guy. So I'm take the phone from him, make the phone call myself, call my people, tell them which part I'm there. Then I go back through the gate. I'm gonna tell you, kid, that I feel like me a blackout, like say, me I go in eternity now, but like your voice say, honor your time yet, you know what I mean? And them have like
you feel fire, you feel what you feel like it probably
because of the adrenaline at the time, I don't think there's any sensation. Unfortunately for me, it went right through.
Oh my God!
Fortunately for me, it went right through. So, but we did a bleed whole heap. But remember something from biology class when I'm in a 9th grade. When I tell you, your brain really works when in a situation. Remember something from biology class from 9th grade, or say in order for slow down bleeding or anything, you try for suppress your heart rate, right? And one of the way you can achieve that by holding your breath and try to breathe slowly. You know what I mean? So go out on the side of the road, and that place there is not like traffic every 5 minutes, So I'm just sit down on the sidewalk, wait for my cousin to get me. And we did have a driver at the time. The driver did there so far. Well, long story short, by the time him get the news, get the call, get me, and go to the hospital, it took maybe all 17 minutes.
So, well, that was quick still, because I'm thinking when gunshot, like people that hear people and call police and like crowd never gather, or everybody just
no in that area. No, I got no crowd that gather, to be honest. You know what I mean? Everybody really to themselves and the place of stretch out. You know what I mean? And the time of day, it was between 8 and 9 p.m. in the evening, which are a little after 9. So it never too busy. It was summer as well, so not like a regular work week, back to school, all of the business and the traffic, etc.
Wow. Man, praise Jesus, you made it.
Yeah, I forgive thanks. Give thanks. You know what I mean?
Ma is saying, I'm afraid of both. That's Gunman and Duppy. Still getting some hail from Ma and from CDE. For instance, when we visit other countries to make a living, we have to remain focused and not get caught up in unnecessary drama. That's a message from Foreign. Well said, Foreign. Lisa says, thanks for the welcome, Eddie. I've been here for a while. It's just that you never see me. Manor Park, when the shops are closed, is dark. Says Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, if you don't comment, I don't know you're here, my dear, but thanks for being here. CDE says, I used to race at Manor Park every Friday. Oh, so CDE, you're one of them rich kids that were race at our time. All right, CDE, we learned something about you tonight. CDE said, maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. I don't know who is listening. You gone bad already. Thank God for the co-host, says Foreign. Greetings to Sil. Okay, that from you say Hill. Oh, him say from you say Hill, him know where it is. Foreign blessings from Sil Uncut. My saying, wow. Sil says, oh my gosh, they actually shot at you. Shot at you, Sil. Them shot through him. Wow, thank God you're okay, says Sil. Wow, now that's a testimony. Glory to God. Says,
Yeah.
boy, everybody staying at them yard around them place there. Says CDE. Wow. Jamfet and the co-host. Jamfet, the co-host, says it was Blackberry times, no camera, etc. True. Still much love. Hello from Keisha Cole. So what, you black out before you reach hospital or you were conscious right through?
I was conscious right through. I actually never sleep for maybe 48 hours because I was scared that if I closed my eyes, I would
That
wake
was
up.
it. Wow. Luxembourg Richard says, hi Mickey, I remember you from Norbrook.
Somebody giving me away.
A peer rich place near Missy Aguan, you know, and another country life tonight.
So
Norbrook.
no, me the wrong person, him. I don't mean I know that person there.
Luxembourg Richard. Yeah, so wow. Whenever go near a gun, as I said, the nearest I've been to a gunshot was when the man start the road race. And I would love to keep it like that. Although I was caught, I was almost in the Paris attack, you know, the terrorist attack that happened in Paris. I got ready and I was going to the gym the night because you know my gym was 24 hours and it's in Republic Fitness Park. So I was gonna go to the gym the night, and for some reason me I lay in the house, lay in the house, lay in the house. But I take my bag and me I go now at the gym, and my friend called me and said, Edward, you don't see what's happening? And I said, no, what's going on? And she said, oh, terrorist attack, I'm in the car, and we just passed terrorist attack, whole heap of shooting, whatever. And I'm like, what? So turn on the TV and realize that there was a terrorist attack just up the road by the gym. So if I'd left out a few minutes earlier, I probably could have been in that terrorist attack. And the same thing happened in Barcelona. We go Barcelona, and as a matter of fact, we went to a pool party the night before, and when when we did at the pool party, you know, I don't know how comes them a people that thief my clothes, but they stole my shoes, my clothes, everything. The people them thief. So um I'm leaving this pool party and me I walk around Barcelona only in my swimming trunks. Because, because them thief my clothes and my shoes. So that night was a horrible night trying to get back to the hotel. My friends were not there. It wasn't even a hotel, it was like a guest room. So I went to bed late that night. So because of that, I woke up late the next day. So I'm on my way now. So me I going to the town for go a restaurant. Me I walk towards the square. Me see people start run. Me say, why people are run? Only to see that there was a terrorist attack in Barcelona, just like about 100 meters ahead of me. So like I missed both terrorist attacks by the skin of my teeth. And the one in Barcelona was right at the restaurant where I was going to go because we had eaten at the restaurant the night before and it was really good. And we decided to never go back. because I was by myself that time. And there you have it, we see people start run, man, and it was so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming that, man, me start crying. And then the journalist now, because they saw me crying, but the reason I was crying was because of the emotions. Because remember, the one in Paris was a close shave as well. And then this one
Really?
in Barcelona was a close shave. So I don't know, I was just overcome with emotions and tears just come out of my eye. And then the journalists them now surround me. I wonder why tears are come out of my eye. So me don't know what to tell them. So I have to make up some lie now and tell them, say, I can't find my friends. So I told them I couldn't find my friends. Big Barcelona newspaper put up article. Edward cannot find his friends in the terrorist attack.
You kidding?
I was
You have a
on
copy
the
of that?
front. Listen, made up on the front page of the newspaper in Barcelona, where they put up an article saying, I mean, it was true and it wasn't true. It was true that some of my friends were already in town, so I didn't really know where they were,
Yeah.
but I didn't really think they were they were victims. But so it was a bit half true. But I was in the newspaper because I was like so overcome with emotions. They just sitting by the sidewalk. And the people then take a picture of me by the sidewalk looking like a poor thing in the big newspaper. I have the picture. I have the article saying, you know. So, I mean, those things are a bit.
Boy, if you're not dedicate your life to Jesus, your brother, you have to do that now.
Listen, trust me. Trust me, man.
Yeah, I forgive thanks.
Taya's kitchen in the house. Wagwan Taya. How are you? Yeah, but I mean, those are the closest I've come to any such catastrophe. You know? But Taya saying blessings to CDE. Taya, we're talking about racism. We're talking about racism. Blessings, John, for that. Everyone in the chat from Mystic Sensation. Mystic, greetings to you. Mystic, why is your live so late tonight? Oh my God, 4 o'clock French time. I don't know if I forgot to sleep and wake up and try to catch piece of it. Lisa said, I did comment. I said, hi, you didn't see it. Oh my, sorry about that, Lisa. I think some of the comments sometimes don't come up on the screen. That's all. It's all good. Hi, Mickey. I grew up next to Norbrook after the gully of Shotwood Road. The other side is Cherry Gardens. I pure rich people up on the live tonight, you know. Pure rich people. Some Cherry Gardens and some Norbrook. Those things where me only hear on TV. Never been there. Never been to those places. But I think Norbrook is a bit Norbrook sort of lose some of its glory, you know. Norbrook is a bit bad now. Lisa says your experience was gripping. Thank goodness your thinking was quick.
Boy, I forgive the Almighty thanks. Boy, I don't know how it happened, how I think about what I think about in the moment, but you know, everything happened like this.
You know, I met this guy, this Jamaican guy who told me that he got shot 12 times and he have 12 bullets in his body.
Wow.
So I think he got shot more than 12 times, but him have I think him left with a few bullets well in his body.
Yeah.
So I guess sometimes when I know your time, I know your time, even though I don't really believe in destiny and time and them stuff. But
what I can say though, like after the whole experience, You see, like we were talking about, you know, the trauma of an experience when we're really exposed to, we call it microaggression from discrimination all the time. You know, we carry that with us. And after that experience, I mean, for a short while, I've been hyper vigilant. And to be honest, anywhere I am and anywhere I travel in the world, I still kind of carry a level of vigilance with me, like hyper vigilance, right? And I don't think that would leave me so easily, and I'm sure it won't leave us as a people the trauma we experienced for 400 years, if you really think about it.
Yeah. Well, one thing. Thumbs up is done. I'm at work, says Mystic. Taya's Kitchen getting hello from CDE. Mystic also getting blessings from CDE because I'm working this morning, 12-hour shift. That's why it's so late. Oh my. 12 hours. My God. People work hard at foreign doing now. People work hard at foreign land. And sometimes the treatment we get. Most folks back in the islands don't have a clue with respect to earning under racism experiences.
Yeah.
Deidre's Family TV says, good evening, host. Deidre, welcome. Welcome to the chat. I mean, as foreign said, everything is not racist, but I remember one of my boss, she come to me and like she had tell me, say, oh, she no want no superstar teacher in the school, and I need to. Like she was telling me, I need to tone down because I'm too much of a superstar in the school. Which, to be honest, I wasn't no superstar. It's just that when you're Jamaican, the kids are fascinated by you, and if you're, I mean, I think I'm probably a bit funny with them, and you know, vibrant, energetic, and them like that. So men are really, you know, you have some teachers who are straight jacket and, you know, you can't shift in it. Me, when I explain to my kids, me, I'll stand up on the table and stuff. If I have to lay down on the floor and explain a concept, I'm going to do it. So they sort of adhere to that sort of thing. But the woman called me in her office and said she don't want a superstar teacher. I didn't think it was racist, but at the same time, what I said earlier about being twice as best is like you know, you think that your efforts weren't really appreciated, even though you just are trying to make.
You're putting on the best face, the best attitude.
You're putting on the best face.
Yeah.
Co-host,
yeah, like which one of your hosts just mentioned that working under racism, it is a very hostile environment, and most people back home don't really understand what it's like.
So true.
Right? I remember getting working in a logistics company, right? And it so happened that the guy was an African guy, you know what I mean? And from Ghana, and him take on to Jamaican culture, and him take on to me. And it so happened that the level of experience when me come with, it show up other workers. And like after 1 week of being there, I kid you not, about 4 complaints was made to the guy about me for no reason. And them smile with you, them talk with you, them laugh with you. But the man have to draw me aside and really explain what was happening. Right?
You know, when I started working at my job, there was a rumor that I wasn't teaching English and that I was teaching Jamaican English and I couldn't speak English. And like people came to me with it and told me that people were saying that about me, that you can't speak English and your English is not real English, it's Jamaican English.
You'll be fascinated some stories and something where them talk behind your back and they make it circulate.
Yes. And I mean, these hypocrites, they were like, oh, Edward, oh, Edward, we love Edward. You're so funny. But then, like, you know, it's like you can feel sometimes what people say about you when you're not there. You know, like
Yeah. You can feel
yeah,
it. You
you
can
can
pick it
feel
up.
it.
Yeah.
Me don't know if me have some special talent, but me just know what people say about me.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons I encourage most Jamaicans, especially when you leave from yard, go to abroad in a certain work environment. No, say, you're not no friend. No friend. You work are your friend, and you do
Exactly.
your work, and you left. You not have no friend. No matter if you work there
Exactly.
for 20 years, because
Yeah.
recently something came out in the Canadian newspaper. Our government employee, a senior worker, this lady is like within her 60s, 70s now, executive member, right, within a certain government body. Oh, she explained that for 30 years she worked there, she have never received a promotion. And everybody who come there, whether they're young graduate, whether they qualified or not, she's responsible for training this person, even for the position that she applied for. And for 30 years, she makes significant contribution. Not one promotion, nor
Yeah.
salary increase. For 30 years. You
Yeah,
think
I can
about
believe
that.
that. Listen, you know what I said to myself? I'm not gonna get emotional about any. Like, if I work for somebody, I'm not gonna put my emotions in there. Like, you know what? Once upon a time, even when I'm sick and I'm dead, me still I turn up for work. Because for some reason I just don't like the idea of not going to work or not turn. May we turn up late enough, but me I turn up for work. But me see like in a job where one of my colleagues worked for 18 years in the institution and them sack him like that.
During
And I'm
COVID,
thinking,
right?
huh?
During COVID?
No, it was long way before COVID. But what, although I know of people who have been sacked during COVID, or let me not say sacked, who have been made redundant because of COVID, who have been working at the place 18, 19, 20 years. But this one just got into an argument with, as a matter of fact, the person who Pittsburgh is in the house. Kwesi saying, Pittsburgh, welcome Kwesi. How are you, my brother? He's saying Pittsburgh is the most racist place in the United States. Kwesi, you have to qualify that. What are they doing to you? What are they doing to you over there? Yeah, so this guy got a job for his friend. Bring the friend come at the workplace, and after a while, him and the friend catch up. The institution take the friend's side and sack the guy who was there for 18 years because they had a confrontation. Which,
Yeah.
if you sack one, you sack both. Or you could
Yeah.
have suspended and say, okay, you know what, 18 years of service.
Yeah,
But
you
like
put them
to just
on suspension, probation. Yeah,
probation or
you have a
something.
disciplinary hearing
Yeah.
about it. You don't just sack them.
Yeah, and that's why I say that companies will use you. They will use you, make their money. But the day they're ready to get rid of you, the day you're no longer valuable to them, they will push you out.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons I'm so big on entrepreneurship and encourage most people to
But
have some enterprising activity
listen,
going on for themselves.
let me read a comment before we touch that.
Yeah.
Foreign says, it's good to have that knowledge, understanding how they feel about you. You are better prepared. It's called understanding the conflicts in a racist environment. Listen, Kwesi went to the same high school as I did, right?
Yeah.
Manchester High. And Manchester High had, they used to stream the students. So, so the ones I'm in a bright class, I go to physics, bio, maths, and then them have the ones them who they consider duns, who are going to do principles of business, accounting, POB, mechanic, woodwork, those type of things. And me really have up the school in that regard, because I am thinking that everybody should have do business. Everybody should have been taught how to be an entrepreneur, how to create your own job, how to be your own boss. You see what I'm saying? And it's only when we come to France and me start to try my own thing, me I say, oh my God, you mean to tell me that them people that who used to sell and them stuff, they were way more advanced in entrepreneurship.
Well seasoned, yeah.
Of course, because them could know how to budget, they know how much to buy, which stock to buy, which part of downtown them are going to get the cheapest goods so that they can come back and sell their country. Whether they sell cheese tricks or phone card or them stuff. And honestly, I have the utmost respect for vendors and sellers and people who do them like a small business, nuts man, peanut man, I have the utmost respect for those people. Because growing up as a child, I didn't respect those people.
And why is that so? Where is it coming from? You know, it's because of mindset, you know, and how we're socialized and educated by most family members, relatives, etc.
Yeah. Kwesi says racism is so deeply rooted here that the black population just accept it. That's another thing. They just accept the status quo, you know. But I remember this girl at Manchester School, you know, and she used to sell sweets and cheese tricks. And we used to criticize the girl and say, but this girl don't have no shame. Sometimes the cheese tricks bag just big over her back. You know how cheese tricks bag, them big old cheese tricks bag. And she walked over the whole school with her cheese tricks bag. And she sell her cheese, and the whole of we buy cheese tricks, you know, but deep down, where I criticize her, I said, she don't have no shame. She walk up and down and sell the cheese trick. Not knowing that she was empowering herself to maybe pay for her own KFC if she wanted KFC or her own clothes. You understand?
Yeah.
She's saying, true, I completely agree. I do not know why the structure was like that at Manchester High. Yeah.
It's socialization, you know. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, business was looked down upon. I remember one of my friends, Kwesi, we know him, Dwayne James. And I remember we were in sixth form and the teacher was asking us to introduce ourselves. And I remember Dwayne James introduced himself and him say, when I grow up, him say, like, you know, in the future, I'd like to be a businessman. The whole class pop up. The whole class popped in and laughing because we were like, a businessman, you know, not understanding then the bigger picture. Kwesi says, I sold chewing gums making extra money even though it was against the rules. See? And I mean, even at my school, about 3 years ago, there was a little kid selling him little chocolate. And to be honest, him not bother nobody, him not extort nobody, him just selling little chocolate. And the teachers got involved and stopped the people from selling them little chocolate. And I'm like, how is that affecting anybody? You understand? How is selling chocolate to your classmates affecting anybody?
Well, if you do it in a school, let me share a little joke. When I was in 10th grade, grade 10 at Kingston College, right? Me and two of my brethren them, literally for an entire semester, we control the entire food supply for lunch order. Because there was a lady in our community who have a little food shop named Janet. Anybody who come from North Street, where they come from Georges or Casey, or you go Alpha, anybody remember Janet? So Janet is a lady who have a little food shop now. And you know when to serve and you buy a little fried chicken and rice and peas, you sprinkle a little curry gravy, right? And because the canteen refused to offer that to the guy them when them asked for it, literally between the entire 9th grade block, 10th grade block, 11th grade block, and 6th former, that's what they wanted. You know what I mean? Just the little tubes of curry gravy, sprinkle upon the rice and put it on your chicken. And we had two of them big, what you call it, gym bag, loaded with food between the three of we. So we have 6 bags. I come in between 11:50, just before the bell ring, you know. Because fortunately, I don't encourage this either. We were what I call it now, monitor or prefect. So we did kind of have the power to go and come as a please. And I tell you, that one entire semester, we literally put the canteen out of business. Them did have to call you in the office and have a meeting and say, listen, me guys, this cannot continue and trying to expel me. You know, but it's important that, you know, I see it changing now, to be honest. It's changing. Before, when we were growing up, and probably you're a little bit before my time, it wasn't really encouraged, but I see the shift will take place, which I'm very happy for. You know what I mean? To encourage the entrepreneurship on the little buy and sell.
Yeah, I'm hearing more and more of it now, to be honest. Because even things like, I wish me to do auto mechanic and woodwork and have a skill like that. You understand? Finally saying the issue at times could be considered a double-edged sword. Work abroad, saving your money, returning to your birthplace can create a different type of racism or resentment. That is true, fine, because me can tell you, say, my church when I went to Jamaica was split right down the middle between man, we get a lot of foreign residents, returning residents. So it was like the returning residents versus the locals. And the church was split right down the middle. And I tell you, so we never used to like the returning resident people there. We had a problem with them. We think them did want done church too early, them too much on time, them too much this, that. And it's true. Sometimes you can resent people who are coming back because, sometimes we go back and we pretend that we know it all, you know? We go back and we pretend, oh, I live abroad, so I know a better way, you know? And it can cause resentment. I agree totally. John Fett love call people name, mind them carry a quote. See the E, me not call them in a negative way, man. John know Mickey live on the wrong side of North Street. Janet used to run off North Street, says CDE. CDE is a Georges, Mickey is a Fortis.
Good rivalry. You know, I have cousins who went to Georges. Enough brethren still keep touch Georges.
But Casey and Georges have girls now.
Casey, not to my knowledge, but Georges, sixth form, yeah.
I think Casey did, too.
No, we have to remain strong. We can't make our men them become effeminate, you know what I mean?
CDE, is he saying that Georges of the effeminate one then? In fourth form, it kind of popular because we used to play cricket. We started a petition to boycott the canteen because it was just the same thing every day. I know, right? It's like even in a mine where I work, the canteen is just lack creativity. I'm like, if them give me that for run 1 week and me put some proper food in there, the amount of money would I run? STGC, says CDE. Twin Jervis is in the building. Twin Jervis is saying hello to everyone. Jervis, welcome. Welcome. How are the little ones? Pick up yourself. Yeah, but yeah, I can see that. I can see the resentment for foreign when you go back. Because we used to hate when people come back from foreign and guani. I used to have one uncle where he used to come back and he used to just show off, you know? Like, oh, oh, I could buy the shop if I wanted to down the street. And just some used to go on.
Never make himself a target.
Yeah, they all want my money. They think I'm not using my head. They want my money. They don't know I could buy the whole district. Yeah. And then something them used to go. Oh my God. CDE said, Mickey, you didn't know Tilly?
No, don't ring a bell.
Tilly. Twin Jerry says they are doing good so far. The little twins doing well.
What year was Tilly? Which year you left? JC Georges.
Which year you left, Casey?
For me, it was 07.
Oh. Casey cult. The cult of Casey. What we're actually trying to create something similar to Casey, you know, with our school. It's gonna take years to build, but Casey, old boys have a mother.
Oh, yep, so it is, you know what I mean?
Like them inculcate everybody, make them.
You know, the first year though,
Like the
we're all
brainwash.
given a handbook of the history of KC.
Mm.
Everybody
Yeah.
first year at that institution, you're all given a handbook. It tick about so history of KC from the foundation to present.
Casey. She was one of the runner of them for Janet. She used to take orders, says CDE.
She have a baby named Jamal. If she have a baby named Jamal, yeah, but I never remember her name. But I remember the whole baby thing. Cause my brethren who did that work with me, him named Jamal. And interestingly, Tilly, if it's Tilly, she did like one out of the two away are Jamal, and her daughter named her baby after Jamal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I saw the Casey youth them going.
You never have children with her, you know, she just did like the whole
Yeah, but
vibe. Yeah.
CDE said yes, I think so. So I'm gonna find the Tilly.
Yeah. Tilly.
When last you got Jamaica, Mickey?
What year we in now? We're in 2021. About 3 years ago.
Oh. I'm hoping to be there this Christmas, but I don't know. Depends. So how is Canada and the racism? It's none over there. Or it's
You know, it exists, and it does exist, but I can't say the nature of when somebody do bad, they have the tendency to feel guilty. So out of guilt, you know, and their personal pride, they'll always put on the best face. But it is here. It is here as well.
CDE said, me not get nobody in trouble, but me not get nobody in trouble, but Tilly did like half enough people. So, CDE, how old was this Tilly? Because Tilly, the name sound like this woman was about 50. Trina Namins in the house. Greetings. Everyone, thumbs up is done. Guys, remember to give me a thumbs up if you haven't yet done so. But you know what I noticed though? The Africans, well, in France, I don't know if it's the case in England. You have enough African in England too. But I noticed that the Africans here do not like the West Indians, and vice versa.
I agree, and I was a bit naive. I was naive to that phenomenon because, you know, I'm from the school of that Marcus Garvey philosophy, Africa for Africans, home and abroad. However, it's here as well. You're going to find that how we relate to each other, how we socialize, it's very different. And some people resent the Caribbean people, especially, as I said, the Francophones, African and the Francophone Caribbean people. I think if you're a Jamaican, you get a pass.
If you're Jamaican, you get a pass because
Yeah.
sometimes they never realize the Jamaican in Africa. And the amount of people think Jamaica in Africa, me have to tell them no.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the amount of times like the Africans tell me clearly, so them not like the West Indians. Them do not like the West Indian people. Them they think West Indians stupid. We not like, but I think it's vice versa because most Jamaicans will probably tell you say them black, but them are not African.
Identity crisis, brother. And to be honest, it is in the last 2 years I come to learn about this whole experience with how some African are really take on to Caribbean and vice versa.
Mm-mm.
Because
Yeah, yeah,
interestingly, we have a customer the other day, right? And she said the same thing, right? Stand out. She said because I'm Jamaican, she gave me the business, and then she went on for lash out. Oh, she not like African people. But in my mind, right? If you go to the States right now, and you jump on the plane, and you have to fill out the form, group, African. Whether you're from the Caribbean, right? Or whether you're from the equator, African.
but you know that's illegal in France though. Like in France, it's illegal. It's illegal to say, for example, you have 20 Africans and 5 blacks and 3 Native Americans and them. That like profiling is illegal in France.
Yeah, every well, I mean, they're
Like you will have
diplomatic,
an
they
application
collect
form,
data. I know them
an
tick off the
application form for
box.
the US. You will
Yeah.
have origin, and you will see all 50 different Asian, black, ethnic, black, Native American. That them not really accept it here. Foreign TT is in Canada. Foreign says Canadians' racism is sophisticated, but it varies by province and by city. Ma getting love from Trina. No, Tilly was in her late teens when I was at school, so maybe late teens are about 20. Oh, Tilly did freshman. Ma says, hey, Trina Namens. Trina getting love from CDE. Greetings, CDE. One of my first interaction with an African, I was told that we are slave children, hence lower class. That is true. And
Honestly, you're so right, because if you check the history, the next part of the history that's not being told, most of these Africans who still live there today, right? They are responsible for selling all of our descendants, everybody who come through the Caribbean Channel. They are the one who helped to contribute, because before it became the transatlantic slave, when the Europeans were exploring West Africa, right? They saw slavery being practiced there already. Obviously, you have the tribal war, and if you defeat another tribe or dynasty, you take the people them as POW, prisoners of war, right? And they probably work for you 5 to 7 years, and you release them, right? And the Europeans came and saw that going on. So, example, when the European come and offer you one umbrella, right? Then will sell you 40 slave. Example in places like Nigeria, right? You have this city or this port called Bandaga, something to that effect. And obviously the European them take it the next way and keep it for 400 years rather than 5 to 7 years. But most of the Africans, they are responsible for that, and most of them believe in themselves that they're a superior class to us.
Yeah, I've heard
you see that in the interaction.
I've heard East Africans saying that they never got enslaved and that sort of thing. Which
that's not true.
I've heard them say that out of their mouths.
You could study a country called Tanzania, which has been very controversial in the news concerning COVID. But if you study the history of Tanzania, there's a port in Tanzania called Dar es Salaam, right?
Yeah,
and Dar es Salaam was like Cape Coast, where you have the door of no return, right? And this happened before the transatlantic slave, and interestingly, this happened between the Arab nation. That is one of the reasons why you'd find a high presence of Islam in that country, and This happened twice as long as 400 years. This happened for over 800 years. So this was even more sustained in East Africa. So places like Tanzania, Kenya, along that coast, you know, they have experienced slavery. Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, slavery. Type that in and you can connect the dots to what I say.
They speak, you know, sometimes they speak as tribes and not necessarily as countrymen. So, but I mean, sometimes you hear the Africans boasting that they were not sent on ships and, you know, experience.
But those people are misinformed as well, because even within the continent of Africa, slavery was happening, right? They were subjugated. If you look at a country like is it Zambia? The presence of Germany in there really subjugate the people and take over the land. South Africa is the perfect example of this as well, with in slavery and apartheid up to the 90s, which is very recent, you know, just under 30 years ago. So most of these people you're talking like this are probably some people from Nigeria, Ghana, or Senegal, which they're really misinformed, because on the own shores of Africa, many of our people were also subjugated and oppressed. They just weren't taken on ship. That doesn't mean that they never experienced slavery and oppression.
As a result of that experience, certainly years ago, I always wondered about some of our Caribbean brothers and sisters have this thirst to return to Africa syndrome. But Mickey said he adheres to that. Going back to Africa. South Africa is definitely a good example. That is true. With the Boers and
exactly.
So Mickey,
I really subscribe to that, you know.
You're for a return to Africa?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to identify with, you know, our roots as a people. That's our ancestral DNA, right? To connect with the land, you know. I feel it's like my birthright to really be there and see stuff and really spend some time, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know what you call it now, romanticize the whole experience. Like say, you're going to heaven, going back to Africa. I'm very clear that they're no different. You know, you have instability. The environment is just as hostile like Jamaica.
There's not one black country that is run well. And I mean, I struggled to find a black country that you could say is doing very well.
I think you can look to Rwanda, though they have a little stain of recent time coming out of the whole Tutsi genocide. But Rwanda right now, how the country is being run, it's at a first world level. Rwanda, Tanzania have the issues.
Tanzania is not bad.
It's not bad. In terms of economic might and strength, Kenya is a powerhouse, you know. So if you look to places like Nairobi and see how developed the road networks are, a lot of flyover highways, etc. It's a very robust economy there in Nairobi. And there are other places like Ghana have a strong economy as well. Nigeria also have one of the largest economies with over 200 million people, a part of their population. So yeah, there are countries that exist, but it's not being spotlighted.
Yeah, but most of those countries, as you said, they've had ethnic wars, genocide, coup d'etat.
You know, the coup d'etat, interestingly, coup d'etat is a French word. And when you compare Francophone countries in Africa to Anglophone countries, the Anglophone countries are performing way better. They experience less instability, less coup d'etat, etc., etc. And many persons are political analysts say, oh, it's because France without Africa It's a third world nation. So they have to hold on.
Yeah, but I tell you what, even though France pretend like they gave up back these these African territories, France still run the French speaking countries' economy because them use the CFA franc, which is France don't even use the franc anymore. They use the euro now, but these countries use the franc, and it's all about the French banking system that controls it.
You know, you're
Angola
right,
has a
you know,
great
Edward.
economy. I want to move to Ghana, says Kwesi. But if you're not accepted or considered low by some, how do we find the balance? Says Foreign. Kwesi says France is evil. Honestly, Haiti and many African countries are being raped by France, Kwesi says. I don't think we'll ever find a true balance, says CDE. That is true. It's difficult to find balance. I think, I mean, I would love to visit Africa. I guess I romanticize about it. But would I set up shop there? Maybe not. But I would love to connect and visit and experience, what it's like. But in terms of living, I don't think so.
Well, you know, I mean, that is a good approach, you know. At least you're open to the idea, so you can go see for yourself and then make up your mind.
That is it, I don't really
Yeah, that's a healthy attitude to have anywhere you go in the world. Not because it's Africa. Yeah.
But Kwesi said France is evil. I mean, Haiti, I don't know. Haiti have a serious problem. I don't know if Haiti has been punished for being the first black country to ever dare call themselves republic. I don't know. I don't know if it's more spiritual. I don't know what Haiti's problem is, to be honest. But sometimes you have to say one country can't bad lucky, so.
Yeah, it's not by chance. Come on.
So you're thinking it's spiritual?
All right. I'd say it's a mix of both. I don't think it's one over the other. It's a mix of both. But you know, I don't like to go up on the deep end of spirituality and etc. But you know, on the surface of things, everybody see clearly that they're being treated unfairly and they're being punished.
CDE says Haiti is shooting itself in its own foot. Why would you say that, CDE? In what sense? I mean, anybody who thinks the United States wants a successful country in its backyard is making a sad mistake as well. Because the US would not allow, say, a Jamaica or a Dominican Republic or a Haiti or to get economic independence. Foreigners asking, how many of us watch foreign African movies? What do you think about the manner of treatment, the yelling, etc.? I have to admit, I don't watch African movies. I watched a series on Netflix called Shaka. That Shaka Zulu. I thought it was a great series, but like Charm them when we sit down and watch these African movies, I don't really watch them, to be honest.
Foreign TT, if you permit me to ask, what do you mean by manner of treatment and yelling? Can you be more specific and give us an example?
Of the yelling, yeah. Understand, Haiti continued to pay this independence debt to France until 1947, by which point Haiti was forced into a position of submission and forced to adopt new loans in order to pay France, as well as new creditors like the United States, all of which only led to the furthering of the nation's suffering. Coupled with their natural disasters, it hasn't gone really well for them. But I mean, we could say we in the Caribbean are racist against Haitians. I remember when Haitian boats used to land in Jamaica and how the Jamaicans used to. I mean, the thing is, right, when we're abroad, we will hit out against people like Trump who are hardline anti immigration. But when we are home, we still hit out against the Haitian boats coming into Jamaica and the Cuban boats coming over. So,
Like I say, when you practice these things, it's coming from a position often of ignorance and not understanding or diplomacy.
Kwesi is saying investigate the destabilization of the Congo. Yeah, man. It is clear that France. I can't really say too much against France, because I'm doing administrative things and I don't want any repercussions. So I'm gonna leave France alone. Let's just put it at that for now. But it is true that there are questions.
You say you can't cross river and beat crocodile.
There you go. We can not the people them country if me want to be a part of the country. But what I would say is that there are questions to be raised as to the French influence in these African countries. Finally, saying the treatment of the gate man, people of lower income, or tribe, everything is based on money. Well, say less rude boy, says Kwesi. Fine, everything is based on money in terms of the African movies, but listen, having met Africans, real Africans, they are motivated a lot by money. And my friend tell me, say, Africans think West Indians are not intelligent because we will come a foreign and we will enjoy foreign life and not necessarily, ensure that we have assets and stuff. But they come and they are creating their wealth, whatever it takes.
That's a great observation. And if I can speak to that, I don't think that's really fair to say, boy, Jamaica no sense or Caribbean people no sense. But what I've observed over the years, there seems to be a more unity with Africans, like knowing how to work together amongst themselves, right? And I think that is what you call it now, a blind spot that we have also been affected by when it comes on to the whole transatlantic experience. That is trauma that we're carrying, not knowing how to work with one another because of the divide and conquer. Those Africans, they have more cohesion and more community with themselves to make things go on. An example of a brethren who live in one of them small island there, the Lesser Antilles. I forget the name. And the man I met me know say, yo, it's when Asian people come there. Every business where you see barbershop and restaurant and real estate, Asian people own that. And here in Canada, if you go to like more of the bilingual city them and the French side, Asian people them lock and control things. I tell you, things I'm gonna say with my own two eye. Real estate and business, them very enterprising. And you can see that in the history when them become the first Black Republic to do for themselves. Once them get the opportunity, believe me, them exceed, overachieve. And I say the same thing when it comes on to African themselves, Ghanaians, Nigerians, them kind of have a level of unity with them, you know, beyond the talk. It's like how we there talk. For them, this Friday session, they must strategize about business, right? And by tomorrow, next week, they must execute.
True.
You know what I mean? And I think we need to use some of these talking points and opportunity and transform it into some, we call it, you know, some partnership to achieve stuff. You know, be a part of the solution and not the whole cycle or recycling the problem, talking about it from now till Wapiki fill up.
I guess for us, it's everybody wants to be the Indian and everybody wants to be the chief and nobody wants to be the Indian. That's the only way I can put it in terms of how we do things. We don't have the unity or the community spirit to pull together and, you know, dominate and do things.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the reasons probably them look and them, you know, observe how we behave and conduct business amongst yourself and say, boy, them people in a sense, them fool.
Fine, so don't sit on the riverbank and complain about the river. Be careful. Exactly, fine. You get the point. The struggle and cultures are different, says Kwesi. Fine says, no, that is problem with Caribbean folk. They don't work together. Fact, says Kwesi. In what province do you reside? Which province are you, says Fine.
Ultimately, for my immigration.
Okay, that's fine. Fine, six job. So, yeah, it's true because even sometimes I look at even the France situation, you know, where we created a Jamaican association in France, and the idea was to federate everybody and bring everybody together and work on a big project of promoting brand Jamaica. Now about 6 associations there.
Well, I'm glad say you were the pioneer behind that, you know, Eddie. You know, I'm sorry say I never did it sooner for give a better strength.
Trust me, everybody in them own little corner now, and we're so much less effective. Everybody doing them own thing.
Everybody like to be chief.
Yeah, everybody wants to be chief and nobody wants to be Indian. That's a big problem with us. Jamaican people. I don't know if the Caribbean, I can only speak to Jamaican because that's what I know.
Well, yeah, to be fair, it happened in all cultures, you know. I think one of our issues.
I don't see it in the Chinese. I would see like 5
It
Chinese
happened, you know, Edward. It happened, but it don't happen as much.
I would see 5 Chinese restaurants side by side, face to face, and there's no issue. If there's an issue, then they have a way of hiding it well. Supermarkets, you'll have 3, 4, 5, 6 Chinese supermarkets side by side, no issue. You put 2 Jamaican store that's doing the same thing side by side and see the cantankerous, the bangarang where I go on. And I'm not going to just say Jamaican. I don't want to say black. I don't want to be racist, but I'm on a program against racism. Co-host, you're making remarkable presentation and perspective here. That's why I asked. Nevertheless, no issues about where you live in Canada. But Canada is big, even if you tell him you're not going to find you, Mickey.
Off the air, I can share more detail. Just link up with Eddie, man. I have no problem, you know what I mean, for network and talk some more. So maybe we can link up. Are you here in Canada? You know what I mean? Where are you? Are you on the east or the west coast?
Fine is in Canada. He's He's in
Okay,
Canada as
if
well.
he's in Ontario or Quebec, you know what I mean, we can link up and talk. Just take any details and, you know, you can have my details, you know, backstage.
Yeah. You can send me a message on Instagram for it. It's at Jamfet. And yeah. Yeah, man, we need to federate and team up and, you know.
Yeah, because what you were doing or trying to achieve, you know, right? You see, where you are right now, you're on the European continent. I'm in North America. We should have somebody else from the Caribbean. You know,
Yeah.
everybody tune in. And one of the beauty I saw that you were doing, right, really exposing the culture in terms of expo. You're bringing on vendors who have them product. So the girl who had the jam, you know, my wife enjoyed that jam. You know what I mean? She was even looking to order more, but that's a good example for create that international exchange and
He's in
exposure to the
Canada as well, you know.
marketplace, right? And
She's in
um,
Canada as well.
oh, really? Well, should share contacts so we can, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
connect. Yeah, man. 'Cause right now, still, I love this that you do a little offshoot and you keep it going. But, you know, talking about relationships and working together, right? This is how international trade is developed. You know what I mean? This is how families become enriched, you know, and populations become wealthy over time.
But the thing is, many people think that all right, if Eddie make it, them not gonna make it. They don't understand that everybody can win in the game.
It's about our mindset, you know. One,
Yeah.
you have two type
People
of
come to me
people.
and people tell me, "Oh, you're getting money from Jamaican government." I'm like, when the last time the minister was in Paris, we paid for her taxi. She not giving no money, and we pay for her taxi. So, I mean, I don't know where that rumor is coming from that we're getting money from, you know?
Yeah, that's just somebody really naive and ignorant, you know. You can't pay attention to naysayers.
But you're right. I mean, if we join forces, can you imagine how?
Yeah, because this podcast can transform into a radio show. We can tune in, you know. I have the technical know-how. I have the IT background, you know, can
Mm.
deploy and implement, you know, those technologies. And we'll get people for join in, you know, before you know it, within the next 12 months, you know, we'll have a few sponsorship, you know, generating income and we can fund projects, you know, get persons who working on them little thing. I'm sure somebody in the group chat maybe can bake or make some party. They want to brand them thing, advertise it. You know, I know where I live, a lot of people love Jamaican culture and they love Jamaican food, but they can't find access. You know, the accessibility is
You
not
know,
that
that's
high.
what I said to myself that because I was thinking at one point of leaving France and I was thinking of going to Canada. Partly because I mean Canada is the new Canada,
Frontier.
yeah,
Yeah.
Canada is the new El Dorado, but also because Canada is bilingual. So everything that I'm doing in France, I could do in Canada.
With
So
ease.
yeah.
Yeah.
So even though
Because
I mean,
in France, it took
hopefully,
me 8 months. It took me 8 months to register a business in France. 8 whole
yeah,
months.
it's complicated, man. But right now, actually, we are looking at doing the next Grand Market. Grand Market is the expo that we have in France, guys, at the end of October. But it's a struggle to find a venue. It's a struggle to find a venue. Why? Because black people don't own no venues. So
Ownership.
it's like I'm being like a slave trying to explain my concept to people. Some of them afraid, say we're gonna make too much noise, afraid of the music,
The
afraid
stereotype
of, you
again.
understand?
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying to sort out venues for
Give me
my
a second. I'm going to switch on my light.
yeah. Quasi says you have to show some people how to before they can believe they can. I agree with you totally. Foreign says, what impressed me about the Jamaicans that I have encountered, the determination for entrepreneurship. The only problem I've noticed is opening a business two or three doors from a similar business. Yes, we don't team together and say make we do a big business. You know, right now, guys, let me. So what
Yeah,
I'm
that is
doing
true. A
because
prime example. I don't know if him live in Toronto, but you have a street
Ontario, he said.
in Toronto called Eglinton, right? I kid you not. You have about 15 barbershop on the same street, one after the other. Barbershop, 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 barbershop. And obviously it's all black. Cause that street I used to call it Little Jamaica.
Chris said, how can we link? I think I have you on, Chris, I have you on Facebook. I know I have you on LinkedIn, but send me a message on Instagram at Jamfet. That's like my business page at Jamfet, and we can talk. So, guys, been afraid to talk me and look sponsorship now for my projects. So basically, what happened? You came to the last grand market. So basically, we bring in sellers, vendors. I'm trying to, for the moment. And you know what's interesting, Mickey, is that the grand market event that I have, and guys, the concept is that people can like buy a stand and they can set up a stand and show the products that they sell and stuff. And I had an event 2 years ago. Last year I had to cancel it because of obvious reasons, COVID. But the event I did, I had more African stands than Jamaican stands. All of the Africans and them call me, I make
And French
beauty
Caribbean.
products. I make French Caribbean and
Yeah.
Africans. What Mr. Jamaican market? The whole of them call me and beg me for a stand to come. If you saw some of the emails, because they thought it was exclusive. And obviously, at the end of the day, me can't say, all right, me I go keep it exclusively Jamaican, because me have to pay for the place, and the place is not no cheap place. We're talking about over €2,000 per day. So I had to bring them in. And those are the people who continue asking me, when is the next edition? When is the next edition? Because they see the value of the Jamaican culture, so they want to associate with the event. Rasta Starks is in the building. Rasta Starks, how are you? I've been very busy lately, but I am here. Thank you so much, Rasta, for checking in. Quasi says, I just linked you on IG. All right, thank you. Quasi. Foreign says it's still called that name, and they're trying to get it named as the
But you know the funny part about this? Black people don't own none of the building, over 50 odd years. Them not come together, all of the business on the one street. Now one of them come together and put the money in a one building and get the equity as the market go up, pull the equity outside, and you buy another until you control the entire street.
Okay. All right. And that's the problem I'm having now, because when I go to these people, the first thing they might tell me, oh, Jamaica, you're going to have music and it's too noisy. If I had a black owner of a venue, I know I wouldn't be having this problem.
Exactly. The conversation is different and the posture is different.
Because
you're not on your knees. And that is what we need for understanding. When it really come on to engaging with high-level business without ownership and somebody, having the title to most of these establishments. We're always on our knees begging.
Listen, I don't want to bring it back to me always, but sometimes I have to explain. Sometimes I have to explain the origin of Jamfet, because Jamfet was not my original vision. Jamfet came about because of, my having to give up my other project. But I've had people criticizing Jamfet, saying that Jamfet is a business. Because remember, the original idea that I had was a non-profit organization. It was a
Who
Jamaican.
were these critics?
Who are they?
Our own people.
Huh?
Yeah, our own people, right?
But that's what I'm saying to you. When I created the association, it was a non-profit, it was a group thing. But because it's a Jamaican association, everybody has ownership. And the problem with that is, as we said, everybody is the chief and nobody is the Indian. So they're not respecting the leadership or the hierarchy.
Set up your committee,
the protocol.
And the program.
That's the word, the protocol. Because to be honest with you, the reason the association mash up is because I was the president and I said to them, you cannot be sending out requests for sponsorship on WhatsApp.
Edward, I'm sorry I wasn't there much sooner for Gear Strength, because I would have fired everybody, right? And bring them on back. Bring them on back as some type of advisor, right? And they would have to pay about €2,000 annually just to be a part. They have to have a mandate. They have to come with them resume, and they have to go through a review process. And if they don't meet the standard, you know what I mean, you just carry on with your little life. If you can't afford the membership, we don't want you around, because you have to take a hard stance to weed out those undesirable characters, right?
I did fire everybody, but after I did that, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to rebuild the association with new people, I got a message from a senior advisor of the government of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Telling me I need to step down. Without hearing my side of the story or consulting me or having a discussion.
But quick question, what was the connection now to this advisor? What's their post or political origin, etc.?
The advisor, this is the senior advisor to the Minister of Culture. In other words, this is the person who, you could have said, is the highest authority in the Ministry of Culture.
But let me tell you, if you refuse to step down, what would have been the consequences?
The thing is, remember, I created this structure.
Yeah.
So if I didn't step down, but the reason I stepped down was, one, to show that I wasn't dogmatic and so addicted to leadership.
Yeah.
But two, to show that I could create a new structure.
Yeah.
Which would be totally independent, because as I said earlier, because we said association,
it kind of give allegiance to Jamaica, who's in brand Jamaica.
Exactly. It means that everybody in the community sort of own it or seek some ownership. Now that I said JamFET, and know that JamFET is declared as a business entity, even though I'm still doing culture, and I still want to do outreach and all the original ideas, I still want to do them.
Well, that is very smart of you, you know. Yeah. I'm sorry it never comes sooner.
Yeah. So, Kwesi is saying, solid advice from Mickey. Sadly, if they can't exploit something to make money from it, they will be against it. Yeah. So, but now, what they're doing is, I heard from the embassy now that my structure is a business. So that's what they're using now to denigrate my efforts, to say that, okay, JamFET is a business, it's not an association. So you can't promote JamFET events, or you can't, you understand?
What do you mean can't promote JamFET events? Meaning anything to do with Brand Jamaica?
No, well, that is the bottom line of the issue. But what they're saying is that because JamFET is now a business, like I am making money from JamFET, so it's a problem in terms of promoting JamFET activities.
Do you know?
But I'm a lot smarter than them because
Yeah.
they have missed an opportunity because the government or those advisors, they bet or them put their money on the wrong horse. They put their
Yeah.
money on the wrong horse because they should have said, okay, here is a young man who is ambitious, who has a vision, who is trying something. Even if I had met some leadership difficulties, they should have reached out to me and offer some assistance or some advice. You understand? If they
Yeah.
thought that I was doing something wrong, they shouldn't just jump to conclusion that I need to step down and
But
whatever.
quick question though. Who gave them the authority to,
They,
demand you to step down?
they,
One,
they
two.
were advised by somebody from the
What were the alternative? Three, was there ever an entire discussion with board members, advisors to see what's happening, what have gone wrong, how can it be fixed, and where we're going next? If this conversation never take place, it is very disheartening, and I can understand why you just choose to step down and move on.
Well, interestingly enough, these people who brought my name, which I think in terms of the board on the board level, only two people probably had an issue with me, and it was the two people who did not want to comply with the protocol. What was the protocol? The president needs to see every communication that is leaving the association. And the second protocol, the second demand that I had made, every official request for sponsorship or contact.
No, you have to sign off on it. Yeah.
Should be sent from the official email of the association or CC'd.
But even by nature of business practice, though, right? If I see an official letter coming from a Gmail account and not a company website, automatically, that is flagged as spam, and that don't even get into my main inbox.
And the thing is, the main thing, was that, okay, they have a friend. Like you say, you have a friend who work at Pepsi. You are sending a sponsorship request to this friend on WhatsApp. And I'm like, no, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm your friend and okay, you might pull a link or whatever, there still needs to be an official email or letter from the association to seal this thing. It's not trying to say, okay, I'm the one who get the sponsorship from. You understand me?
I understand what go on there, so, you see that a culture, What go on right there, so it's informal versus formality. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you have to play the game with people. Zine, we have an informal way of doing things. So say, yeah, you don't know, you can get me 20 case of Pepsi, you know what I mean, for come live up the event. However, that can take place, right? And I'm sure you understand that. But it seems like the next party don't understand. After you wrap up the connection there and you make a link, it still need to go through a due process. And that is what they don't want to comply with.
Let me give you another example of something that happened. That party came into the group, the leadership group, and she puts somebody very important from Jamaica is coming to France, but I cannot say who. So it's like the person is using the information to sort of score points in the sense that, okay, they know somebody is coming. Yeah. They're not going to tell us. They're not telling the president. So obviously you don't trust the president.
What kind of hanky-panky business that? So as president of the association, that should be withheld from you?
And then
they say a problem with this.
2 weeks later, we get a message. Oh, the Prime Minister has cancelled his visit. So those were
Yeah.
some of the things that I was doing.
You
But
know,
because
sometimes it boils back down to even education. You know what I mean? You don't want to style people as we used to say in a Jamaican culture, but I come to realize most people who don't have some form of education and don't even have exposure to some form of training and due process, you know, they stand for just carry them little ways about them. And even one would imagine you have been exposed to a different culture in a so-called first world country. I'm sure if you're working for a big Fortune 500 company, you respect them procedure and policy.
of course,
But what is even more shocking or amazing is like you don't even adapt some common due process, right, and some little business practice to give a structure to one another to make the thing run smooth.
exactly. So I decided, you know what? Maybe I was arrogant, Mickey, in the process, but I decided that, you know what? I think I am way too talented to get wrapped up in some mix up with government and
Yeah,
minister
to
and
me
what.
that's
So
frivolous, you know what I mean? That's child's play.
yeah, so I step down and I create my own new structure, and we're doing way better than the, as a matter of fact, these people eventually created their own association now because when I stepped down, I handed it over to some young people.
Yeah.
I never give to them.
Well, that is
So
that
they
is a
weren't
very good
expecting
thing.
that twist in the script. So
Yeah.
because of that, they went and created their own structure. So now, I mean, they have a link with the ministry, obviously. So they're trying to come and put themselves as, which, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with them. If they are doing something that is promoting the interests of Brand Jamaica, no problem. But when they're going to still, even though we give up the association, I may start over, and they're still going to denigrate my character by saying, I am doing this to make money.
Yeah, just switch them
And then
off, bro. You
my
know what I mean?
response is, of course, I'm doing this to make money. And guess what? I want to make a lot of money.
So
And
what is an independent organization? So what? You do
exactly,
your own registration, you spend money out of your pocket for their own thing, you know. There's a
yeah,
cost to do things. So what's the issue? Right? Just the basic functioning or just operating something, whether for profit or non-profit. There's a cost to doing business.
yeah,
And if you're not breaking even or generating a higher income than your expense, common sense, I gotta tell you say the thing now go work.
right. So that's where we're at the moment. But it just came back to the whole thing of working together. If all of us had put our strengths and our talents together, we could have make a big structure, and then in 2024 when Olympics come, everybody could have eat a food. But because of what happened, now maybe Eddie wanna go eat a food at 2024 and him new team. You understand? So it's like you shot yourself in your foot. Because my vision is that 2024 there's an
Yeah.
Olympic Games in Paris.
Yep.
I need to position my company
Yeah.
to make sure say me make as much money as
You
possible
can
from.
benefit from the opportunity.
Of
Yeah.
course, I'm not afraid to tell people say I want to make money. Me come from a poor family. I want to make money. I want to make money.
But
My
they should be
grandpa,
figuring out how you can collaborate and to, you
yeah,
know.
exactly. So that's why I'm creating a presence.
Yeah.
That's why I'm creating a presence. It's like a master plan, but I'm just putting the bricks in place. But they didn't get the vision. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
one of
what's
the
wrong
things
with
I was
making money?
mentioning earlier. Like I was saying earlier, remember I was saying suggesting, you know, staying true to your purpose, you know, being purpose driven versus being auto directed for say, oh, you're gonna use the news for promote your channel and you're gonna do this because
Yeah,
people like the negative thing. 85% of the population, if you look in any economy, you take a walk down any street, anywhere in the world, whether you go on Wall Street in New York, whether you're on the Champs-Elysees in Paris, right? Whether you're in Chatham or London, UK, Islington, Canada, the same. Kingston, Jamaica, the same. Just walk around the neighborhood, walk around the city, and you'll find 85% of people genuinely, they don't have the know-how, they don't have the inkling, they don't have the motivation, right? And the drive to really push forward. And any project that somebody say, all right, let's do this, they'll find the first 10 reasons not to, why it can't work, and even fight you to not do it.
Yeah.
You see, if you develop the art of identifying these people early, you just get to weed them out one side and you just stay focused. It no matter what they want to say. You get me? It no matter what they want to say.
Somebody came to me the other day and told me, say, okay, people are saying bad things about me, so maybe me need to close up the shop for 2 years and then come back and start again. This is what somebody told me 3 weeks ago, Some people are saying bad things about me. Me must stop Jamfet for 3 years and then start again.
No, you have to get them out of your ears, Eddie. Get them out of your ears and get them out of your mouth. They might try to discourage you.
Sam Sharp, am I Madeleine? Sam Sharp is my motivation. So
yeah, most people are like this, and it's sad. It seems like it's more prevalent in the black race, but it's across the board. I kid you not. Whether you're Asian, white, purple, Chinese, cheese, orange, it's a matter of mindset when it comes on to conducting business, executing, and achievement. You know what I mean? That's why 1% of the world control 99% of the wealth. 1% of the world control 99% of the wealth that exists.
Why? Because
most of it is really mindset.
Yeah, because we're not taught to create wealth. We're taught to go to school and go try and find a good job. But we're not taught to create jobs. Kwesi says, sadly, if they can't exploit something to make money from it, they will be against it. For it's issues like these that can destroy your livelihood. Good job, bro. Restart. Of course, because me not blame it. It make me get diabetes.
Let me tell you, most of our people, they lack accountability, right? And when you call them out for say, boy, you say you're going to get, we call it the order ready for the marketplace. You're going to get the 15 tent for the venue, right? The 15 table, the 21 chair. And 24 hours before the day, they must say, boy, Edward, you want no, sir. You get stuck in a train and coded on house fat. What I'm saying?
But that's coded on us. Half
story. Yeah,
because, I mean, the other day I had an event after work. It starts at 6 o'clock. Tell the driver to come 4:30 because we need to bring the goods and stuff to the venue, set up in time to start 6 o'clock. The driver never come till must say 6:30, and the event is supposed to start 6 o'clock. So it make Eddie look like Eddie not organized and Eddie a last minute and stuff because you find yourself depending on people. You understand? For instance, the primary objective in business is to make money. Lisa, who incidentally was on my team, who was very passionate. Lisa, them kill Lisa passion. Lisa don't even want to hear about Jamaicans no more. Lisa says, just let it go, Eddie. Do what you have to do and don't look back, says Lisa. Yeah, people like Lisa. We used to do events, and at the end of the event, people don't know, so you have to clean up. It's good to get the glory of the event, But who is washing up and cleaning? Lisa used to stay back and do all of the washing up, all the cleaning up. And even sometimes when me I do my vote of that, me not even remember Lisa. So some, even sometimes we're guilty because we don't even remember the ones who are most precious to us.
I tell you, sometimes it seems like black people love when whip over them back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I was perfect or anything like that, but
yeah, we understand nobody's perfect, but in the grand interest of moving forward, you can't make the differences break down the whole progress.
So, I still wait for Lisa invite me for dinner in our new kitchen. I mean, Lisa, may I talk your business? Oh my God. Lisa says, lots of love. No, it's true. Sometimes, those people who are dearest to us, we sometimes overlook them. My mother used to say, you don't know the use of a cow tail until him lose it. Cow don't know the use of tail until him lose it. But no, last time I counted, there were like 7 organizations.
Really? So much people? Dead Paris now?
Yes. But the thing is, we are all friends, Mickey, we were all friends. I mean, we are good friends, before it became official. Yeah. We were friends for years. And I guess because you say, make we formalize things now.
Yeah.
It caused rupture, Lisa says, yes, I'm sorry, dinner in the month of October. All right. I'll sign for that, Lisa. You know me love my belly already. But it's all good. I mean, even now, even though people have gone their separate ways, we still can collaborate and find issues of convergence and,
well, that is important.
There's no animosity or anything. I mean,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Certainly not on my path. And I don't think on their path either, because we talk and laugh and, But some people, I guess, with your friends, they say you can do business with your enemy, but not with your friends.
All of those things, not true. Not true. Not true, but that is very good. That at least, I don't know if everybody doing all the same thing, the 7 of them, but
sometimes the events clash and stuff, but we try to cohabitate. We have no choice really.
Exactly. Well, I hope all 7 of these groups, including yourself, achieve some great success within the next 2 to 5 years. So when I'm there for the Europe, is what, World Cup keeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Olympics. Yeah. Oh, Lisa, maybe Lisa can help me, Lisa, because I know Lisa was looking for venues one at the time. Lisa, I'm looking for a venue for my expo, my Grand Market exhibition. So if you know anything, send me a message right there. And remember, you had found one at Garden Lesser, but I need something big enough to have about 20 exhibitors. Well, it's a bit urgent, so if you have any links, I'd appreciate it.
Oh my goodness.
And Mickey, if you want to sponsor me, we'll appreciate it.
When is the event? October?
October 30th, 31st, and the 1st. I have some good news because we got confirmation from Tourist Board, so we're getting a little bit of money from Tourist Board. It's not as much as we wanted, but
Yeah.
one cocoa full basket. So we appreciate that from Visit Jamaica.
And are you offering opportunity in terms of what you call it, brand exposure? So
Yeah, that's
maybe
what
I
we're
can't buy
offering.
a boat or pay for a table, but I can contribute to something else and have
Yeah,
brand
yeah,
exposure.
we're doing branding. We can have your
Maybe on the flyer, the event flyer, just
yeah
like when you have
events.
those big events, you see
Yeah, man,
Digicel,
exactly.
NCB, etc.
Mm. Right, there are opportunities for that. We have a mailing list as well.
Yeah.
And our following is growing. We have over 3,000 on Instagram now. So
Oh,
we're,
that's good. My IG profile kind of inactivated now, you know what I mean? I mean, I have to
yeah,
really focus on business.
you're not a social media guru.
I'm not a big fan, you know, I'm kind of conservative. It's really personality. And, you know, I don't want to overexpose myself.
That is true. So how may I go contact you if the IG down?
No, you have my personal contact, you know what I mean? You just message
Oh,
me.
oh, is the same?
Well, but just update you with some information the other day. So just keep connection through that. And
All right,
you're supposed to have
I'll
my
check.
email.
All right. If not, send it back to me through Jamfet on IG.
All right.
So, guys, we've been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes. We're going to wrap up now. But it was a good discussion. Mickey always take it up another level. Foreign is
Yeah,
saying,
really
hey, folks,
appreciate
this
the
was quite
invite.
quite informative. Going to have dinner. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks, Foreign, for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for joining the conversation. Foreign TT, Lisa Edmondson. You know, big up everybody who join us. CDE, Quasi, Willessie,
Lisa
Rasta
Lisa
Stock.
says, I'll give it a thought and get back to you. The location at Gardenless was possibly Le Cafe A, but I don't know anybody there. By the way, what business do you have, Mickey? Mickey, now I gotta tell you, you know. You come
Yeah,
on, well,
maybe for my little WhatsApp group, Edward, you know, so maybe I can network and share some of myself some more, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
man.
Because I'm a very private person, you know.
Yeah, we know that. But he's in IT, Lisa. He is in IT. He can hack the president's bank account if you want.
If I was that skilled, maybe I'll just at the latter number.
that requires some Obiaman skills or some medium skills. But thanks, Lisa, for sticking with us tonight. Looking forward to dinner whenever you're ready. Quasi as well. Everybody who tuned in, and especially the Mickey Supreme, who Mickey come out with a new logo earlier on his profile, or is it a new profile picture?
No, I was trying to share the book, Powernomics, written by Claude Anderson. I was trying to put that on my DP for one of the topic we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
But
right.
unfortunately, it was such a small icon.
I want to do we want to do a business discussion, So if you have some entrepreneur links and stuff,
Oh,
we can.
definitely. I could talk about this now from sun up till sundown, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to do a live how to create your own business, and
Yeah,
that type of thing.
most definitely, Eddie. You know what I mean? Just send me a message, send me the time if I'm available or not. You know, prepare myself, and we can dive into all of those topics.
Okay. All right. So big up yourself, Mickey. And
All
guys,
right,
thank
you know,
you.
respect. You know what I mean? Jamfet. You know what I mean? Keep pressing on, and everybody who join the discussion. You know, I hope we all learn something from each other, and you know, we'll keep the conversation going, and we can put into action many of the stuff that we discuss and collaborate and build brand Jamaica, because we're an excellent group of people, you know. Right?
We're
One of the most
excellent,
talked
man.
about nations on earth.
Lisa says, I get that, Mickey. I'm not big on social media myself. WhatsApp would be great. Thank you guys for your warmth and your intelligence. Entrepreneur links, yes, please, says Lisa. So already we have somebody very interested in that program. You know, this guy, this is the last thing I'm saying, though. May I say it because Lisa is here. Some guy called me once from the US, Jamaican, said he want to open a school and, you know, a big project. He want to do a big school in France and stuff. And, like, I mean, I was on the phone with this guy, you know, who is supposedly some investor.
Yeah.
And I think I spoke to Lisa, and, you know, we said, you know what, we need to ask him because we're spending a lot of time and we're going to go around and try and find place. We need to ask him to, you know, at least put something in the kitty.
Yeah.
To say, all right, I'm sending over 10,000 to you to start the process of the market research. And from the moment I asked the guy for the money, I never hear from him again.
Let me tell you,
It's
I
crazy.
just have a bright idea for you, you know. I think we have to share that offline, right?
All right.
So when opportunities come like that, we know how to flag it, you know what I mean? And we know who is really serious about business.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. This was Jam Fete Live on a Friday.